The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing games are missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, it's been a little bit of time. It's been, I know I've been real quiet since see I think the last time I talked to you guys was the night before Rikishi Nunez, so it was the 28th. So it's been like a week. It's been like a week. I haven't put out like a video in over a week, like an actual long video in over a week. So it's been quite a interesting couple days. But this live, guys, we'll see who gets here. You guys feel free to leave your comments. I know it's been a while, but you guys, you feel free to chime in, ask whatever you want box related. This might be a bit of a different type of live, honestly, because truth be told, man, um, I guess I gotta be vulnerable, man. I gotta be a little vulnerable because I don't know, man. I think after the Angelo fight, it's weird because like I understand these fighters a lot. Like when you go and and I didn't fight, but I was part of the camp. When you go and you win a fight, or you're part of a team that wins the fight, and for me, I'm the kind of person that internalizes everything, right? So when you go and you actually like go through the anxiety and the stress of a big fight like this was in Japan for Angelo Kameda, defend the title, you win, you're on a high for like a couple of days, right? And then there's like a come, you have to come down. It's like a draw. You have to come down. And so for me, right, while I'm staying in Japan right now, I went through that process where I kind of came down from that period. And I didn't do shit for days on end. I literally didn't do anything. I didn't have any internet while I was staying for a couple of days, and I just said, you know what, fuck it, I ain't gonna do nothing. But that's very dangerous because, like, literally, I think I fell into some depression. I fell into some depression. I got like really down, so I didn't make any content. I didn't do shit. I'm still really behind on stuff. I never even did anything. So I'm here. I'm here, and it's crazy because I just think like I'm in a very interesting. People that watch these lives, like I consider the people that watch my lives kind of like family. And therapy in America or therapy just anywhere in the world, it fucking costs a lot of money. So I use YouTube as therapy. So fuck it. Yeah, man. Like I'm at a really interesting point in my life where like, you know, what is it now? Right now it's June 3rd. It's June 3rd, 2025. So September 5th of this year will be 10 years of me covering boxing. So I've been having these internal like um how do I say, like, thoughts, or I have been having this internal conversation in my head of like, because I feel like I should be further along ahead, and and in life, you make the decisions you make and you live with them. But yeah, there's this internal dialogue going on in my head of like did I really like, am I wasting my life covering boxing? Like that's a real question I'm asking. Like now, obviously, I'm grateful, like I'm happy, um, like great things have happened. Like I'm in Japan. I'm in a very nice, like, damn near like a penthouse, condo right now. So life ain't too bad, but it just feels like there's something more. That's I should be, I feel like I should be further along ahead, and I'm not comparing myself to anybody. I'm just giving you guys real thoughts. I'm trying to explain to you guys why I've been like AWOL, because like Angelo won his fight. I was happy about that. I was very satisfied with the performance, and then like I just boxing. Boxing. I don't know. I've been off. I've been real off. So I'm not fake. I like to tell you guys like I'm probably one of the most transparent people on YouTube. Like that's why like when I meet people in real life, they say like OBT. We feel like we know you because I try to be like what you see is what you get. Type of thing. But yeah, I've been going through some fucking depression. Like I've been going through depression. I've been like trying to like been really evaluating like I guess life and where I'm at, and I just feel like I should be further along ahead, and I'm trying not to quit this boxing dream that I've had, but like life is life, life be life, and so you gotta always be realistic and very hard very realistic about where you're at in life, and it's like I don't know, man, I don't know how much longer I have left covering boxing. I don't know if I'm saying this because I'm down, or I don't know if these are real thoughts. I'm just telling you guys where I'm at right now. But anyway, I guess I'll get into it more as the live goes on. Let me go ahead and just talk to the people that are here because there's 17 people here, and I know you guys didn't come for a fucking therapy session. But shout out to my guy Jazz. He says Japanese culture is meant to be kind, but why doesn't that translate to the medical attention fighters get, all in the name of to save a dollar, no ringside oxygen, pre-fight checks? Obviously, that's not good. Why is it not kind of fighters? I don't know if it's not kind of fighters. I just think these Japanese, like when you hear people say like, oh, like we'll go out on our shield, like no, these motherfuckers really go out on their shield. Like it's just part of the culture. It's really just part of the culture. It's part of I'm not saying it's right or it's wrong. I'm just telling you it's the culture. Should these things be corrected? Should they be improved upon? Yes, and I do know that like I've read articles and I've talked to people in the Japanese boxing community that the JBC is working on trying to rectify those problems, but it's definitely a problem. But it's the fight game. How long are you staying in Japan, BT? See, Eddie, you asking the right pertinent questions. I don't know, man. I really don't know. Um, this is like the first time I've been in Japan because I feel like this Japan trip it was literally just for the Angelo fight, really. But like now with this extra time I'm spending here, this is just me like just staying here, just because I want to stay here because I like Japan so much. But then it's like I haven't really talked to nobody, I haven't really hung out with nobody in some days now. So I just been by myself, and when you're in a condo or an apartment by yourself and you don't talk to nobody, you start going crazy, and I think I'm going crazy. That's why I got to a point where like I've been in my bed for like 4 or 5 days, contemplating all types of shit about life, and I just said, you know what, BT, just pick up the fucking phone and go live. So that's what we're doing. Um, Reversely says, I just saw your DM. Hope you feel better. Thank you, man. I'm working on it. As life is ups and downs. So we had a pretty big high couple weeks ago, about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. Now we're on a low, so now it's just is what it is. It's life. The doctor took 6 minutes to attend to Yoki. Only did so because the rep said the doctor is needed. Lessons can be taken from the UK. They have multiple doctors. Well, then I think that's something that the JBC has to, the Japanese Box Commission should really look into maybe. Because one thing I know, I love the Japanese, and I think Japanese culture and Japanese people are some of the smartest people I've met. But one thing I know about like many facets of Japanese life is that sometimes they can be very stuck in their ways. So maybe I don't know. I can't really speak to the Japanese Box Commission. I don't know. Maybe they do things their way because they feel it's the best, but they may need to adapt some new ways of doing things because guys in Japan are just dropping like flies in these fights and dying. So yeah. Good news is we got some more boxing weekend. Yup. Yeah, that downtime mix of laziness will get you. That's what got to me, man. Cause I'll tell you guys what happened, right? So Angelo won his fight, right? I think like I was with Angelo for like 2 days after the fight. Then he left to America. Then I came from Osaka, and now I'm staying in Yokohama. And then I went to go see my boy Pete Dobson, who's in Japan sparring Jin Sasaki right now. I saw Pete, hung out with Pete for like a night. Then I came back here, and so for like 2 3 weeks, I just been on go, 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 go. And then so I was like, I'm gonna take some time to rest. So then the one day became two, two became three became five, and before you know it, you're depressed and you're contemplating the meaning of life. So you gotta really like take your time off, but don't take too much time off because then you'll start getting like down. I think that's where I'm at. Anyway, shout out to my boy Jazz with the 2 euro with the super chat. He says, "Keep your head up, bro." Thank you, champ. Appreciate it. I'm definitely gonna do that. Divino versus Angelo. He wants to boxeo Atomico. Great fight. Obviously, I love that fight. I think a lot of people right now would favor Espinoza because they're gonna look at the Kameda performance and how Kameda used a lot of veteran tactics and forced Angelo to box, and they're gonna feel that they're gonna draw a lot of confidence from that. I obviously believe that Angelo will fold after Espinoza, but it's a great fight for the division. BT, maybe take some time off. Honestly, that might be what I need to do because there's a lot of shit going on right now. I'm like overwhelmed with a lot of stuff in life and in boxing and just like I told you, like September 5th of this year is gonna be 10 years of me covering boxing. I'm getting to that point where it's like, damn, like did I really like am I wasting my life covering boxing? I don't feel like I have wasted my life, but these are genuine feelings. Like when you're not as far ahead as you like to be, you start to question some things, and that's kind of where I'm at. So you might be onto something. But then it's like if I take time off, what am I gonna do? You know, this is what I love to do. This is what I like, what I know. You know, so it's like, I mean, the Panthers are in the Stanley Cup Finals. So that's good. You know, hopefully they win again. But yeah, that's where I'm at. JW says we love you, BT. Appreciate you, champ. Love you too. Landslide Boxing says, what is your end goal in boxing? That's a great question. You're asking the right pertinent questions. So when I first started covering boxing, the end goal was I got into covering boxing because I didn't like the way boxing was being covered. So I covered boxing the way I wanted it to be covered, right? And I wanted to cover boxing. I wanted to cover as much of the sport as humanly possible because I felt like there were a lot of fighters and a lot of weight classes from a lot of different countries that just weren't getting no shine. There was a lot of stories out there that weren't being told. So I feel like over the years, over the last almost 10 years, I feel like I've done probably one of the best jobs on YouTube of trying to tell the stories of not just the big name fighters, but the fighters that even get slept on, right? And so I feel like I've been doing that for so long. It's like I kind of need like a new challenge. So like, it's been kind of crazy because, you know, I never thought in my wildest dreams that I would be like involved in the boxing. Like I wouldn't say I'm deeply involved in the boxing business, but I'm an advisor to a couple of fighters and, you know, prominent fighters at that. So it's like I never thought that it would lead to this. So like my goal, I feel like my goals in boxing are kind of shifting because I feel like I already accomplished my goal. I feel like I've spent almost 10 years covering boxing, right? Um, and now it's like now I want to help these fighters because I've seen a lot. There's so many things in boxing that I've seen that I don't talk about. Like you guys don't understand how much shit I've seen in boxing by um, behind the scenes stuff that I'll never talk about. Like I've seen dirty stuff. I've seen great things. I've seen all kinds of stuff in boxing. It's like I've been blessed and I've been honored to meet a lot of fighters over the years, and I do know a lot of people throughout the world in boxing. So I feel like I've been very resourceful to a lot of fighters already. Quiet as kept to a lot of fighters, not just Angelo, but a lot of fighters that you know in boxing. I don't tell you guys everything because I'm not looking for praise, but like I don't know. I feel like my goals have shifted. Thank you for not having the ghetto calling streams talking about fighters' baby mamas. I mean, that's not my style. I remember during like the pandemic, a lot of people were doing that because a lot of people had time to do that. I don't do that because it's draining. How is my Japanese? My Japanese is I know about 10 words. I know I know arigato, arigato gozaimasu. I know atsui. I know zumui. I know mechakire, which is very beautiful. I know some words. I know some phrases, but I gotta tighten up. Funny enough, I moved to Japan myself a couple years ago from the UK. Keep your head up, man. I've watched your stuff from two different countries. Life's too short to not spend it chasing your life's passions. Well, that's where I'm at, you know. And I think I'm just going through an episode. I feel like anybody who's a human being, like people can't be real. Like me, I don't know how to be fake. I don't know how to fake stuff. I don't know and I have this problem in my personal life. I don't know how to fake stuff. If I don't fucking like you, I tell you I don't fucking like you. If you know if I'm with you, I'm with you. If I'm not, I'm not. You know, I don't fake things. If I'm not like well, odds are I don't hide it very well. I've gotten better at it over the years, but I don't hide it very well. You know, like it just is what it is with me. So yeah, life's too short to not chase your passions. I'm still doing that. Um, you know, and a lot of people look up to me. Like over the years, I've learned that a lot of people do look up to me, and I do inspire a lot of people. So I can't. It's not. It gets to a certain point, and I tell fighters this too. I tell fighters this too. When you get to a certain level in boxing, it no longer becomes about your ambitions and your wants and what you want to do. No, no. At some point, like, yeah, okay, of course, I want to get 100,000 subscribers, and I want to get the plaque, and I want to do all those great things, and I want to continue covering Japanese boxing, and I want to interview Inoue one day, and I want to do all these great things, and I want to win the world. I want to help Angelo Leo become the undisputed featherweight champion of the world, and I want it to help some of the other fighters that I know at different stages of boxing get to what they want to do with their boxing careers and assisting them by connecting the dots in their careers. But it gets to a certain point where it's like it's no longer about what the fuck you want anymore. It's about you staying in your purpose so that you can help inspire the next person that's going through something like I'm going through right now, mentally. So it's not at some point it no longer becomes about just you or what you want out of life or what you want out of your own goals, your selfish ambition. No, now it becomes about something greater than you, which is the people that watch you. So yeah. Um, if you look at the YouTube views for Japanese and Filipino fighters, they're huge. So maybe even a $10 ad on a video that has Japanese subtitles when you cover boxing. It's a good idea. That's a good idea. It's funny you mentioned that because I was just, I think it was like a month ago. I was like, I wrote down like some old videos that I wanted to experiment with YouTube ads for. So it's funny you bring that up. Being a real one comes with a lot of consequences in today's world. Oh man, being real. Everyone always talks about being real, like, and I always see it on social media, right? And I don't talk about being real. I'm just me. I'm just BT. I'm just BT. I'm still just a kid from Dania Beach, Florida. A lot of people who grew up with me in high school or middle school, they'll tell you like BT is like, he's obviously gotten mature, but I'm pretty much like what you see, what you get. I pretty much stayed like I've matured and I've evolved in a lot of ways, but at my core, I'm still very much the same person. I'm still very personable people. But it's not fun being real. Like nobody ever talks about the other side of being real. Like I'll tell you, you guys want to hear a story? I'll tell you guys a story. I'll tell you guys a story from the other night actually, from like the day I did my last live. So the last time I did a live, um, as you guys know, if you guys watched the last live, I was somewhere. But what you guys didn't know is where I was at in my last live was actually I was at a hotel, and it happened to be one of the hotels in close to where Masner Rikishi and Eduardo Sugar Nunez fought because I didn't have any Wi-Fi, right? I didn't have any Wi-Fi, so this hotel was the only place that was near me that had Wi-Fi, so I was just there, right? And I went live. I got Wi-Fi now. I bought a pocket Wi-Fi, so that's cool. But basically, after the live was done, right? I had now I won't say who it is. I won't say who it is because it's a prominent person in boxing. But I had made a good connection with somebody prominent in boxing, and he was gonna get me into the Masner Rikishi Eduardo Sugar Nunez fight, right? So I go to say hi to this particular person because he was walking out the hotel and he was about to get into the the car. It was him, and then Eddie Hearn was gonna get in that car, and then the guy that was driving that car happened to be this guy from Tekken Promotions who I don't get along with, and so he told the guy that was gonna help me get into the fight that was getting in the car. He said, "Hey, he can't come to the fight. He's not allowed at our events," or something like that. So I didn't want to go into the fight. So yeah, being real, shit, it'll get you blacklisted from certain events in Japan. That's just what it is. There's a big price to being real. And I'll be honest with you guys. Sometimes I don't want to be real. Sometimes I want to be like some of your other favorite YouTubers. I want to sell out. I want to like just say, stop walking this path. Stop being how I've been my whole life. Like just learn a new way to be. And but has happened yet. People don't even use the word sellout because it applies to everybody. It does apply to everybody. Ordinary P, what's good, champ? Good to see you. Basil Schroeder says, have you ever thought about writing a book about your box coverage? Pen down your thoughts and goals, especially reaching a 10. What's funny? I mentioned this like years ago on a live stream somewhere. I wrote a book. I actually wrote and completed a book about some of my experiences and stories in boxing like 5 years ago. Like 5 years ago, I completed the whole book, but I never put it out because there were some things in that book that I just didn't want out there. So maybe I still have the file somewhere. So maybe I could. It's in a Google Drive file somewhere. Maybe I'll go back and I'll go re-edit it and start to add like more stories to it. But yeah, I mean, I thought about all kinds of books to write. I just never wrote them. It's a great idea though. What are my thoughts on Donaire versus Andres Campos for the WBA interim belt at 118? It seems like there's a lot of confusion going on with the WBA right now because let me try to walk you guys through this the best way I can. So Seiya Tsutsumi is the outright like true WBA bantamweight champion, right? He beat Takuma Inoue, who was the champion. That's how he became champion. Tsutsumi fights Daigo Higa in a really great fight. He gets scored a draw. He should have won the fight. They really screwed him because because Japan has this hard on for all the other bantamweight champions, and Seiya Sutsumi always gets the short end of the stick. But anyway, he gets a draw, gets a cut in the fight. So because of the cut, he tells the WBA that he can't compete the rest of this year. So the WBA decides to make him the champion in recess rather than strip him. So then they order Daigo Higa, who he just fought, to fight Antonio Vargas for the I guess for the I guess you could say the interim title or the vacant title or whatever. And then if he wins, the winner of that fight is the interim champion. But now they're ordering Donaire to fight Andres Campos for a WBA interim title. So it's kind of like you got a bullshit WBA interim title eliminator that's happening to determine who's the interim champion while Tsutsumi recovers from his cut. Like it's a mess right now. The WBA is gonna be the WBA. So that's that. We appreciate you, boss, for staying true. Yeah, man. Thank you, man. I'm glad you guys appreciate it. But yeah, like it's hard, man. This sport. I've seen so much shit in the sport. Like my love for boxing has been so tested over the years. That's why when I get on here and I tell you guys I love this sport, like I can tell you guys I love this sport because I know how rotten it is. I know how bad fighters could I know how bad fighters can get screwed by the boxing industry. I know the games that are played at the top level. Like I've seen a lot, man. So it's like I don't know why I still love boxing, but I love boxing. You know, I'm still here. Pooser Looser Poet says BT is our favorite, most awkward boxing interviewer. Awkward? I mean, I don't think of myself as awkward, but thank you for the compliment. Appreciate you, champ. Am I going to watch the Junto fight in person? No, I'm gonna skip out on that one. I don't really care about the Junto fight like that. I'll go to Jin though. I'll be at Jin. Well, I'll be at. I don't know yet. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. Cause truth be told, shit, I'm getting a little homesick. I kind of want to go back to America because I feel like I already accomplished what I came to Japan to do this time. So I don't know. I might dip back to America. I don't know what I'm gonna do. So I'm just trying to take it day by day. Antonio Vargas should be the interim champion until Seiya comes back, but they made Vargas the champ. Donaire will be battling for the interim belt. WBA are trying to be worse. They are worse because it's hard. It's hard to explain. I'm not surprised that the WBA is allowing Donaire to fight for a belt, and I'm gonna tell you guys why I'm not surprised. You guys ready for story time, BT? Because you guys know I'll be getting information about boxing that nobody else gets. Because unlike a lot of these YouTubers, like I'm actually like I'm in the field. Like I'm really in the field. Like I got friends that are world champions. I'm an advisor to fighters that are like top 5 in the rankings for certain weight classes. So I know about. In fact, there's a fighter that I have to call back soon, who called me because he was at the IBF convention. He wanted to talk to me soon, so I gotta get back to his call. But I knew that something was gonna happen with Donaire because like a month and a half ago, Rachel Donaire got a hold of me, and Rachel Donaire, like we don't really talk like that. Like when I see her, but like I wouldn't call us like we're not like super close friends or anything like that. But she was trying to get a hold of me because there was some video she wanted taken down on the channel, and then like she never even told me which video it was, but she had mentioned that she was trying to get Nonito ranked by the WBA, so I guess she went ahead and that happened, and they worked something out, and now he's fighting for the belt. So it's not shocking to me because Rachel was literally telling me what they were going to do a month and a half ago. So I guess it's happening. How do you feel about that no running rule pushed by Showbiz? I don't really watch Showbiz, I don't really watch a lot of boxing content creators because I got my own shit going on. I've seen and I've heard about it like on social media. I don't really know the extent of it, but if I take it at face value, I mean, what does that mean? No running? Like, how do you? First of all, I don't like to imply that fighters run in the ring, because if you've been in the boxing ring is a fucking small place. So if you let a guy circle the ring on, my opinion is if you let a fighter circle the ring on you and move and do whatever the hell he wants to do, when he wants to do it, how he wants to do it, that just means you're trash. And you shouldn't, no. What do you mean no running rule? No. There's different styles of boxing. Are there fighters in boxing that have a negative style that piss me off to watch sometimes? Yes. Sometimes I get pissed off watching Shakur Stevenson or Madrimov or these kind of guys because they have, to me, negative styles. But they're effective in their style. So if you don't want them running, then you, the opponent, need to cut the ring off and make them fight. People used to always complain about Guillermo Rigondeaux and how he used to run and these kind of things. But guess what? When you got crafty Mexican fighters like Julio Ceja that made him have to hold his feet and fight, you got an exciting fight. So like I'm not gonna put it on the runners. No, put it on other guys too. Um, I think honestly, if you want my unfiltered opinion on it, I think the no running rule is gay, and I think it's a waste of time. So I'll leave it at that. In the most blunt way I can put it possible, I think the no running rule is absolutely positively one of the gayest things I've ever heard in the sport of boxing in my 10 years covering it and my whole life being a fan. Xander Zayas versus Chino Garcia. Good fight, man. I love that fight. You know, he earned Chino Garcia earned the fight. You know, he took the fight against Charles Conwell, who was a high risk, low reward fighter, a fighter that a lot of guys didn't want to fight, weren't eager to fight. Um, I think that it's a good fight. Xander. I think has Xander has seen styles like him before. Like he Peter Khan did a good job of putting him in there with guys like I think back to guys like Jose Luis Sanchez, who was a tough gatekeeper, Elias Espada. Like he's seen that tough, come forward Mexican style, but Chino is a very good fighter. He's good. He proved his worth in the Carmel fight. He's tall. He does have a bit of a jab. He's very well conditioned. I like the fight a lot. I would lean slightly towards Xander. I would say Xander should be the favorite because he's the more experienced fighter in terms of like having that top level experience. He's seen more styles, but as we've seen many times, it's a tale as old as time in boxing. You never underestimate a Mexican fighter. It doesn't matter if you know who he is or not. Look what happened to Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant talking about I'm gonna step on you. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. And look what look at what Armando Resendiz did to Caleb Plant. You know, I hate to say it, I like Caleb Plant, but exposed. That's what happened to him. So. So you got look. I never met Showbiz. Showbiz has never disrespected me, so I'm not gonna sit here and call him gay. I don't know him, but as far as the rule, the no running rule in boxing, that is gay as hell. Yes, 100%. Caleb Plant is overrated. You think so? I mean, I'm not knocking you, man. I like Caleb Plant, but let's unpack that for a second, because like I've been a Caleb Plant fan for. Let me see. I seen Caleb Plant fight like back in 2016. So I've been a Caleb Plant fan almost 10 years. Caleb Plant is probably one of the most well-known American fighters. With him fighting Canelo Alvarez, with him fighting Benavidez, with his personality, with his story. When you really like look at his title run as an IBF champion, I mean, he defended it against Mike Lee, he defended it against Figa Boots, he defended it against Caleb Truax. I mean, he's probably the only world champion that I know of that's defended it against like nothing but white guys. Not to make it racial, but like you guys tell me another world champion that has 3 title defenses or more against nothing but just straight white guys. Caleb Plant did it. Good fighter, very good legs. Defensively, I think if he can't use his legs to defend, which is the first line of defense, he's not really a great defensive fighter when he has to hold his ground in the pocket. That time and time again, that's been proven against Canelo, Sendiz, Benavidez, even down the stretch of the Uskatiki fight. So does the hype that Caleb Plant match the actual accomplishments? No, I think the hype is a little bit more than the accomplishments, but he's a very good fighter. I think he's still a very good fighter on his night. And my thing with Caleb Plant, see for me, when I really break down his style and his skill set, the one thing that I always got pissed off about watching him fight is that he never really developed a straight right hand. Because if you look at his punch selection, it's mostly Up jab, stab jab, left hook. That's it. You know, couple different jabs and a left hook. There's not really he's not really he don't really throw uppercuts, and there's not really any consistent straight right hand. And I always felt like with Caleb Plant's legs and his ability to get to certain positions in the ring, I didn't ever think that a straight right hand would be a hard punch for him to develop at a high level. But he's never really had a consistent straight right hand. So what happens is because he doesn't have a consistent straight right hand, he winds up becoming very predictable. And that's why after 4 or 5 rounds, after the fighters get used to the movement, the speed, the reflexes, then they wonder why then they start to pick him off a lot easier. Plant doesn't have the engine to last in the second half of a fight. He fades away almost all the time. Yeah, that even in his best fights, that's been a problem. Straight up. Did I ever have an interaction with Mad Chad Boxing? If my memory is correct, I believe he's been in this. He's commented on a couple of lives, and all I remember from Mad Chad is good, positive interactions. I don't remember anything negative about Mad Chad. But I'm not here to talk about other YouTubers. One thing that I don't do, one thing that I've been very, very cognizant about, because it used to be a very annoying, like 5 years ago when it was COVID and people come in my chat asking about other YouTubers, and I would just answer these questions. I don't like to mention other YouTubers. Not because I'm better than them. It's just people ask you really controversial questions, you answer them, and then it's just bullshit. We got my man Red Glove Militant in the building. Good to see you, Red Glove. It's been a little bit minute. Hope all is well. God bless you, champ. We here. I'm out here in Japan. I don't know why I'm still here, to be honest with you. I probably should be back in the States. At this point, I do feel like I am kind of like wasting some time, but yeah, we're here. We're alive, and we're kicking. Despite I would say a pretty intense episode with anxiety and I guess a little bit of depression because I didn't do shit for 4 or 5 days. We're here, champ. Good to see Red Glove. Red Glove's a good dude because I remember he back during I mentioned the pandemic days. He used to always say good things about me during the pandemic days. So I hope all is well. What do I eat when I'm in Japan? That's a good question. Everybody always asks me that. They always say like, how is the sushi like in Japan? I don't like sushi, so I never had sushi in Japan, even though I've been here like combined almost 6 months of my life. I like burgers, so I know a lot of burgers. Japan has some pretty good burgers. I like udon noodles. Udon noodles are good. Freshwater eel, chicken katsu, takoyaki. When I was in Osaka, I like takoyaki, ramen, regular ramen, oyster ramen, all kinds of ramen, stuff like that. BT, I take it you're really interested in Tia versus Haney. No, not really, not really. I don't really care about Devin Haney and Tifa Lopez. I mean, I guess when it happens, I'll be excited about it, but I'm not really like that's not a fight that I'm too over the moon about, if I'm honest. How is Japan KFC? I heard it's supposed to be really good. I haven't gone yet. That's on the list. I spent a lot of time in Japan, but just never gone to KFC because they don't. Even though Japanese KFC is supposed to be like really, really good, they don't really have like a ton of them. Like I don't see them all the time when I'm walking. So what do you think about? What do you think should be? Rafael Macias says, "What do I think about fights like Canelo versus Skull and Hamer? Those are two." Well, I just think, look, man, you gotta have those fights are Turkey Al Sheikh's fault because I mean, I don't know who Riyadh sees employs to do the matchmaking, but I could have told you right now that both those fights are gonna be terrible. Why do you think? If you guys remember correctly, Naoya Inoue was fighting Ramon Cardenas that weekend that week in Vegas, and a lot of people were here asking why I wasn't in New York, and I told everybody because that card is not going to be that good. Now, I didn't imagine that the card would turn out to be that level of trash, but I knew that those fights were not going to be great. Hannah History says 5 days. BT, it's an opportunity to find love, brother. Nah, man. I think I'm checking out on that, champ. I'm not trying to find love, man. Love. That ship has came and went. You know, I given up on that, but yeah, there's always an opportunity, I guess. But I'm not looking for nothing. I'm not looking for nothing no more, man. Honestly, all I care about at this point is just having a good mental well being, being mentally well, and covering boxing, and you know, taking care of my family. That's it. That's all I care about, and myself. You know, love is, you know, I gave up on that. I get I gave up on that some years ago. Have I had tacos in Japan or pizzas? Have I had tacos? I didn't have tacos, and no, I never. I never had pizzas, and I don't have. I never had tacos. I normally keep it like, I keep it to like udon noodles. You know, yeah. He said, "Oh damn, bro, got us heartbroken." Yeah, see, for those of you who really watched me over the years, if you watched me long enough ago, you'll know who did it. You'll know who did it if you watched me long enough ago. But yeah, that was a long time ago, and ever since then we've been dolo. It's just been me and boxing. How many of the fights of this weekend were you watching? I watched. So I didn't watch the whole PBC card, and I didn't watch. I still haven't watched Cleo Cole versus Gallegos, but I did watch Charlo and I did watch Plant. So that's what I can say. Ha! Roberta C says I remember her face, but not her name. That was way back. Yeah, that was like what 20 what? I'm gonna say 17. So we're talking like 8 years now. Her name was Serena. She was a Mexican girl. Never say never, BT. Your next girlfriend might be a Japanese chick. I severely doubt that, honestly, because Japanese girls mostly speak Japanese, and I don't really speak fluent Japanese yet, so that's not gonna probably not happen. Um, my man Hannah History said I found love and she passed away. I honestly thought I never found love again, but I was wrong. Yeah. I mean, look, I meet nice women all the time. There's one woman in particular right now. She's in the Bay Area, but that's not really a thing right now. And she's a boxing fan too, but she's on some bullshit right now, so leave her be. Um, Oasis says, listen, shout out to my man Oasis out there in South Florida. I miss South Florida, man. I really feel like, cause I haven't been to South Florida in a long time. I miss it a lot. Thank you. Good to see you, champ. Hope all is well with my man Oasis out there in South Florida. Shout out to Kingdom Cuts if you're in the South Florida area. If you're like in the Miami area, Kendall, Miami, Homestead area, like go check my man Oasis Kingdom Cuts. He'll get you right. He said, "Now I know why you go hard on Canelo." That's funny. That's funny. Well, the irony is she was Mexican and she wasn't even a Canelo fan. So, have I hit up the Japanese food vending machines? Yeah, I've been to a couple of them. What's funny is the other day, because I'm staying right now, I'm staying in Yokohama. So I'm in Yokohama, Kanagawa, Japan. I'm in Inoue's hometown. I've been staying here for like what, almost a week now, over a week. I've been in Yokohama. This is it's funny because I've been while I'm staying now. I've been here for like a week, but this is my first time. This is my first video. My first video like where I'm staying right now. But yesterday I took a walk. I took a walk down to Yokohama Stadium. I wanted to go see the baseball stadium, and they had a vending machine, and the vending machine had pizzas in it. Like it literally had pizzas. Shit was crazy. You should bring Pops to Japan just to enjoy the tourism side. That's what I'm gonna do, but that's not on me. That's on him. I've been telling my dad for a couple of years now to stop playing around to go get his passport, and he hasn't went ahead and done that. So that's why Pops. If Pops doesn't come to Japan, guys, it's not because of me. It's not because I don't want to bring him here. It's actually because it's on him. You know. Shout out to the Florida Panthers, the official hockey team of True School. That's right. Damn right. South Florida stand up. Panthers in 5 or less. Easy money. Do I get homesick? Um, I'm homesick right now. I think this is the first time I've ever been in Japan where I can say I'm homesick. BT is what is the WBC thinking? They reorder the Jack versus McCallum rematch. Well, that's why the WBC is gonna do what they do. The WBA is gonna do what they do. That's just that's par for the course. They're gonna order unnecessary rematches, and that's what it's gonna be. Let me see. Where's my phone at? My phone. I'm still looking to set up a boxing trial type thing in Japan this summer, possibly next month or August. I wrote recruitment bio and got my passport recently. Well, good for you, Reverse. Do what you gotta do, champ. Do what you gotta do. I wish you the best, and you got me on Instagram. So any way I could assist you, you go ahead and you DM me. How do I deal with the language barrier? That's a great question. How do I deal with it? I mean, you can do a lot of talking through hand motions, and I know like 10 words of Japanese. So the words that I need to know, I know. I know excuse me, senmasen. I know like thank you. I know like those So I know what I need to know to get around. But yeah, I need to learn more Japanese. Also asking about homesick from the differences between Las Vegas and South Florida. Oh man, well, Las Vegas and South Florida are very different places. Not just to each other, but to everywhere else in the world. So yes, yes. Um, lot of reasons to be homesick. Um, he says, "Yeah, I thought it had to be Sinisa or something. Didn't she look like Sinisa Estrada? Did she look like? No, I mean, she had like the wavy light skin, and like she was a wavy light skin Mexican girl like Sinisa Estrada, but she wasn't. Nah, she wasn't Sinisa, but she was pretty, very pretty girl. Um, she's married now. She's been married for a couple of years now, but God bless her. Um, yeah, nah. What's crazy, man. Shout out to Sinisa Estrada too. Shout out to her as well. Hey BT, just hop onto the stream. Do you have any prediction for Nakatani versus Tashida and will you be attending the bout? I don't anticipate being at the fight. I mean, I know some people that are gonna be at the fight. Like I know some prominent people in the boxing world that are gonna be attending the fight that have asked me the same question. I don't have any plans to go to the fight, but like I always say, about boxing, you never know. I could be there, I could not. I don't know, but as of right now, no. Um, the only reason I'm even still here in Japan is because I want to go to the Jin fight. And that's it. I'm gonna go to the Jin Sasaki fight as a fan and probably go home. But honestly, with the way I'm feeling now, it's not. It's I wouldn't rule out me going home before the Jin fight, just because that's where I'm at. But Glenn Jacobs says you can't give up on love because that makes you gay. Well, I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. I'm definitely not. Trust me. Trust me. I'm not gay at all. BT Adrian Jimenez is single now. She could lift your spirits. I saw her. She was at the Caleb Plant Charlo press conference when I was in LA. She was there. I walked by her a couple times. She's cool. You need to try and grab a Jin Sasaki team jacket or shirt. Yeah, shout out to Jin, man. I'm gonna be. I have to go to. I'm gonna go to his gym sometime soon because I have to go to the gym. I have to go, and it'll probably be good for me mentally to go to his gym because I haven't gone anywhere in like 4 or 5 days. I just been chilling. I ain't done shit. Um, yeah, I think going to Jin's gym would be good. I have to go down there and see my boy Pete Dobson. Damn, BT, you're checked out. Nakatani versus Nishida is a huge fight. That's cool. Nishida's gonna be weight drained, and Nakatani's gonna beat the shit out of him. That's how that's gonna go. Nishida could barely make weight for his last fight, and this fight is like the reason Tekken Promotions picked Nishida, in my opinion, is because they know he's weight drained. So Junto, I hope I'm wrong. Like, if there is a fight that I want Nishida to win. I would love to meet. I would love for Nishida to win the fight and beat Junto because that would take away the Inoue fight from or yeah, take away the Junto fight from Inoue and force Inoue's little ass to move up to featherweight and actually take on the real fights. Because Inoue's out here just on some bullshit. He's getting on this diva shit now. He was on Twitter the other day, and Ring Magazine posted a picture of Inoue, right, and Mirja Akhmadaliev, and they posted Inoue on the bottom with the blue background, and they posted Inoue on the top with the no. They posted Inoue, yeah, with the blue background, and then merge on with the red background. So the Inoue was complaining. He was like, "Oh, the champion's supposed to be in the red corner," and then Red Magazine actually listened to his ass and changed the graphics. So, I'm just like I'm tired of him at 122. So listen, I like Junto. I got nothing personal against Junto, but if he gotta get his ass beat by Ryosuke Nishida to get Inoue to go to featherweight, then so be it. That's where I'm at with him. Sean Zattel, shout out to the Dandara, my main man, 50 grand. The other only like honestly like I'm not even saying this like there's a couple of channels I might watch every now and then like when I got time, but the only channel I watch consistently is Sean Zattel. So he's here in the chat. He says, on the road to LA, love you, bro. What did you think of Manny and Barrios at that first presser? Now I'm not gonna lie to you, Sean. I didn't watch the first press conference. I saw on Fight Night when PBC had them on the commentary. Manny Pacquiao saying that he's gonna give the fans a great fight. Barrios obviously looks bigger. I don't like the fight. I think it's ridiculous that like PBC they lose Canelo Alvarez, right? And so they're really gonna go and clutch for straws and go get Manny Pacquiao at 46. Like, come on, like I and you know what's crazy about it? Like, Barrios is good and he's strong and he's tough, but it's like, bro, if Manny can beat Mario Barrios, and that's actually what I'm worried about. That's actually what I'm worried about because, I'll tell you guys this. I'm not gonna get into it, Sean. I can tell you later when I talk to you. But I've heard some stuff. Like, I've heard some classified information about fights that are already in negotiation for Manny Pacquiao if he wins this fight. Crazy shit. Like, I've already heard crazy things. Like, I'm not gonna tell you guys what it is, but I hope Barrios just beat him because I don't want to see Manny in these fights that I'm hearing about behind closed doors. Mm-mm. Hell no. I've heard the Floyd rematch. I've heard Tank. I mean, no, it's something that's never been talked about in the media. I'll leave it at that. Just like let the young guys like let Barrios win. Hopefully he wins as hopefully you don't beat up Manny too bad. Just win a cool decision. Manny can get a moral victory going 12 rounds with this young guy at 46. And then I want to see Boots versus the winner of Brian Norman versus Jin Sasaki. I don't give a damn if it's Brian or Jin. Just the Boots versus the winner of that fight. BT, what happened to Andy Hiroka? I haven't seen him in a while. Your guess is as good as mine. They don't really be caring about Andy Hiroka because he's not full Japanese. That boy guy Gene, he's foreigner. He's part foreigner. He's African. By the way, guys, I can't believe I actually did this. All right, I've gone 50 minutes, and I want to repent. This is a sin I've committed. I gotta send my condolences to the great Mike McCallum. He passed away a couple days ago. I've been going through my own personal shit, like mentally, like just being here in Japan, like coming off the high of the Angelo win, not just being here alone, and just reflecting on life a little too much. But rest in peace to Mike McCallum, one of the true warriors of this sport. Listen, guys, this boxing game is so toxic, and Mike McCallum is probably like one of the only fighters I've ever seen. Like, there's literally nobody saying anything bad about Mike McCallum because there's nothing bad to say about him. I mean, he ticked all the boxes in the ring. He fought the best guys he possibly could fight. Arguably the best 154-pounder of all time. Then it's like it's not even so much what he did in the ring, but like even out there, even even like after his boxing career, like look what he's given back to the sport. Like he's played an active role in the careers of guys like Devin Haney, like Chris Eubank. I had the opportunity to meet Mike McCallum once and interview him once in Vegas like 4 years ago, and he was so gracious. Like you'd never know he was who he was in that boxing ring. So um, I'm not gonna profess to like I didn't know him like as well as like Sean Tell or other people in the Vegas fight scene might know him, but I'll tell you this: I learned a lot about him in my one interaction. And he was a true stand-up gentleman and definitely one of boxing's true warriors. So quite possibly might be the best Jamaican fighter ever. What do you guys think? He's definitely in the discussion. If he's not the best. BT, did you think of Tony versus McCallum? It's one of my favorite fights. What did I think about it? I thought it was a great fight. I think it was one of the most brilliant examples of intelligent aggression ever displayed in a boxing ring. Definitely a must-watch for any fight fan. AJ64 said, I seen Brian Norman said there will be no testing for his fight in Japan. He said he did check out. He said he did check out what you. He check out what you. He said he did check out what you went through over there. Brian Norman, what do you mean he checked out? What do you mean by that? What are you referring to in reference to what Brian Norman is talking about? Brian Norman. I mean, I'm sure Brian Norman knows who I am because ain't nobody talking about his fight in America more than me. But what did B Norman say? Good old Brian Norman say. I fuck with Brian Norman. I hope I'm picking him to win. I like him. Jin might shock the world. The Normans are in big trouble in Little Japan. Yeah, I'll tell you this, man. It's I can't speak on Ohashi or Mr. Honda because I didn't deal with them in that on that level, being in the dressing room of a big time fight in Japan for promotion by them. When I was with Angelo, we were there for the Kamedas, which is they have the reputation for being worse than Ohashi and Honda, but I don't really know what the truth is until I actually go through it myself. So, hey, my best wishes go out to Brian Norman and his team. Listen, I did supply Jin Sasaki with a sparring partner for Brian Norman's fight, but I'm impartial. I like them both. If Brian Norman needs any answers or questions about Japan, you tell Team Norman to come hit me up, and I will do my best to give them what I know about Japan. Because I know how hard it is for foreigners to come here and fight. Japanese fighters are very difficult to deal with in Japan because they're good fighters and they have an extra bit of pride when they fight here on home soil, as anybody does when they fight in their hometown. And it's just that from my experience, I can't speak for nobody else but me, but my experience is that they can be a little sneaky. That's just my experience from the Kameda fight, but maybe it'll be different with Ohashi. I don't know. BT, what do you think Tomoe Kameda should do after the Angelo Leo loss? That's a good question. Well, first of all, once again, I'll tip my cap to Tomoe Kameda for fighting a good veteran performance. He did everything he could to not get knocked the fuck out, and it worked, but he didn't win. He got outboxed. But I'll say I would like to see Kameda fight Omar Trinidad. I think Omar Trinidad is a guy in the welterweight division in the featherweight division who's rising up the ranks, doing a very good job of being the guys that Tom Loeffler puts in front of him. He's a former world champion. He's at an advanced age. He just fought in a title fight. Trinidad wants Angelo Leo fight. I would like to see if he can get past Kameda. I like that fight. For sure. I like that fight. Between him and Simon Brown. I love Simon Brown though. Simon Brown was the truth. Simon Brown is actually low key one of my favorite fighters to watch because he had some crazy fights at 147. I didn't like Simon Brown as a 54 pounder though. He should have stayed his ass at 47. But we here at your boy BT. Brendan Taylor, the untouchable true school. I feel I'm glad I came live. This is the best. I should have did this shit earlier because really and truthfully, guys, I've been down. You can't be laying up in the house. You can't be, lazy. There's no reason to be lazy. So I've learned. I've had to relearn another, um, I guess, tough lesson. But we here, chilling in our momentary condo, um, here in Japan. But what say you guys? What's the word? What's the word? Where we watching from? Let me see. What's my battery on right now? I don't know. I don't know what the battery's on. I might step out. What you guys think? You guys think we should go walk around the streets of Yokohama? What y'all think? Cause I got the pocket Wi-Fi now, so now the world can be our oyster. What y'all think? Should we go outside? Which Japanese boxing gym are you best connected to? Um, a lot of them. I got friends. I got like let me see, Misako Boxing Gym, Watanabe Boxing Gym, um, Hachiochi Nakaya Boxing Gym, um, Hatanaka Boxing Gym, Tenjin Boxing Gym. It's like a solid 6 or 7. But I've been to more than 6 or 7. That much I can't say. Let me go put some socks on. We can't be laid up in this house. Hold on, man. We can't be laid up in we can't be laid up in this 11th floor condo. We gotta get up out the 11th floor condo. Do you guys want the grand tour of where I'm staying? Do y'all want the grand tour? Before I leave, do you guys want the grand tour of the illustrious True School Enterprises 11th floor condo? Do y'all want to see that? Did any of my friends spar gin? Yeah, my boy Pete Dobson. I seen him. I saw him spar gin about 5 days ago when I was out there in Tokyo. Let's see for a second. Yeah, I seen Jin spar. Yeah, Jin. He's fun to watch, man. Jin Sasaki. He's got great timing. That's the one thing I feel Norman got to watch out for more than anything. It's probably his timing. Everyone will talk about the power and the speed and his aggressiveness, but Jin's got some timing. So Brian Owen better be careful when he punch, because Jin. Oh, from the Leo camp? Nah, nobody sparred from the Leo camp. Oh, okay. Brian Norman has said he is hip to the tricks that they tried to pull in Japan. Okay, all right. So I wish him the best of luck, and God bless Brian Norman Jr. and Jin Sasaki, and I hope for I heard. I hope for a great fight. It's the fight to be objectively speaking. If I can be honest, I was excited for the Angelo Leo fight because I'm part of the team, and Angelo is obviously a great friend of mine, and it's very that him keeping that world title is very personal to me. But if I'm talking about just the fight itself from an objective standpoint, I'm even more excited about Jin versus Brian Norman Jr. than I was for Angelo, and that's just keeping it a buck, just because I think the styles mesh so well. So look. Before I leave and before we go walking around Japan, let me give you guys the grand tour of my 11th floor condo estate. All right, so it ain't and these Japan places aren't that big. So look, because people ain't that big. But look, I'll give you all a grand tour. So look, this is the condo. This is why this is why I've been chilling for 5 days, not doing a motherfucking thing. So look, there's the door. Okay, you got boom. For those in America, we got the bathroom with the full bidet, so you can clean. You can clean out the crevices of your ass when you gotta take a dump. All right, you got my room here. All right, so I sleep there. Right, I sleep there for now. Do I live in Japan? No, I don't live in Japan. I'm just staying here. I'm staying here for now. We got friends in high places. We got the couch there. Cool. Got the bathroom. Right, sink. Washer. And you got the shower with the tub. You see what I'm saying? We do okay for ourselves. We do okay here on True School Sports. God has blessed me. But and then we got the living room, right? Living room, fridge, table, sink, TV, and then look, I'll show you guys the view, right? I'll show you guys the view. Let's check the view out. Even though it's dark as shit outside. It's like 11 o'clock at night. Look. And there's the view. Not bad, right? That is not bad. So, boom. So there you go. The view from from the True School Sports 11th floor condo estates. It's like midnight. I think it's like what is it? It's 12:30. It's 12:30 a.m. June 4th here in Japan. Well, fuck it. We're gonna go for a walk anyway, cause you got to give the people what they want. They said I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna penthouse. I'm gonna penthouse. You can say that. Ain't that some shit? I'm depressed in a penthouse. Get the fuck out this penthouse. Now I understand these rich people when they say, "Oh, I'm depressed and I'm in a Bentley." Go out there and meet the people, bro. I mean, ain't really nobody outside. It's 12:30 at night. Motherfuckers at home. People are getting home from work, but just for the live for the culture. Go find my headphones. Like, let me go find my good headphones. Just for the culture, we're gonna give you guys a walk and talk live. We're gonna go walk the quiet ass streets of Yokohama, and we're gonna see where life takes us. Dance the night away, dance the night away. What's that song? How does it go? Dance the night away. How is Yokohama? I don't know. Yokohama, I make Yokohama's cool. I like Osaka a lot more than Yokohama. But Yokohama's not a bad place. I wouldn't put it in my top three favorite Japanese cities, but it's cool. You know, I'm more of like a Osaka, Osaka, Ota City, Tokyo, and probably like Mito, Japan. Those are like my three favorite cities in Japan that I've been to. People always say, "BT, Mito? You like Mito?" Like, yeah, bro, Mito, Mito, Japan. Anyway, okay, pocket Wi-Fi, check. Let me see, got my bag with my money in it, check. Headphones, check. So let me see. We're gonna go walk. We're gonna go see what the fuck going on out in Yokohama at 12:30 at night. Cause we're gonna dance the night away, dance the night away. Giving you guys premium content here. Yokohama is a suburb of Tokyo, even though it's a large city. Yeah, no, it's a big city. There's a lot to do here. Um, Leo did the thing over there. Congrats to him. Thank you, man. Yeah, we definitely did our best. I mean, we did our best given the circumstances. I don't think it was his best because Angelo's just one of them guys that, he's a versatile boxer. Like he's a real boxer puncher at featherweight, but you got to put someone like really, you got to put someone real scary in front of him to get the best out of him. So, like, example, Venado Lopez, top performance. He didn't knock out Eduardo Baez, but I thought the Eduardo Baez performance was a top performance. Even though at the time people criticized it, I thought it was a great performance. So like when he fights some guys like Espinoza, what the fuck is his light at? When he fights some guys like Espinoza and Fulton rematch and like an Inoue, I think Angelo will probably do some shit that even I haven't seen yet. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that when those times come. But anyway, that's the past. Let's focus on the now. Let's get up out this house. Let's go show you guys some culture since you guys asked. There's not like a lot going on right now though. I don't think so. Let me see. Dance the night away. We say, make sure I got this pocket Wi-Fi because if I don't have this, we're gonna be screwed. All right, so I got that. All right, so guys, I want to be quiet for like 2 minutes until we get out of the apartment complex because I don't want to be talking loud. So if I don't talk, don't worry about it. Just drop your comments and I'll get to them. So here you go. Okay. Do I like anime? I'll answer that here in a second. Let me get in this elevator. Dance the night away. I've been to Akihabara once. They got one of my favorite burger places in Japan is in Akibahara. It's this place called Number 18. All right, here we go. From the top to the bottom. Dance the night away. Let me see. I don't know why people think Haney can beat Tia off the back foot. Tia only shows with southpaw fighting off the back foot. Orthodox moving laterally doesn't have the same angle as southpaw. They probably just think that Tio has a hard time with boxers, which I don't think is crazy when you look at the Sandor Martin fight. Tio, what the fuck? All right. Actually, wait. Let me go this way. Let me go this way. Oh, no. I'll go this way. All right. All right, guys. So we're out the house now. Oh shit! All right, we're out the house now. So let's go walk Yokohama. Let's see where the night takes us. I don't know what there is to go do at 12:30 at night, but let's see, cause it's pretty dark. Go to Main Street. Martin and Ortiz fight southpaw. Yeah. Well, okay, and those are two fights that where he didn't look good. I know Haney's not a southpaw. I just think, look, Devin has a solid jab, above average jab, but I think Devin Haney was winning a lot of fights because he was really abusing the rehydration system in boxing. He has a good jab, and I think he's like a well-rounded boxer, but no, Devin versus Tio is a close. That's a competitive fight. You know, I don't have a prediction. I think it's damn near a pick 'em fight. But I think, like, to me, in my opinion, I think the harder fight for Tio would be Hitchens, because to me, Hitchens has really mastered his jab. Like, he knows his distance. He's literally only a world champion because of his damn jab. Chola says, "Sup BT, I want to ask, how did you meet Taiji Yamamoto in the first place?" Shout out to my boy Taiji Yamamoto. I gotta call him soon because, you know, I wasn't even supposed to come to where I'm at in Yokohama. This kind of just happened. But Taiji was a longtime viewer of the channel, and we were like, he had commented on a lot of videos and always showed like a lot of support. He got in touch with me during my first trip to Japan in 2023, and he pretty much gave me my education on Japan. He took me to everywhere in Japan: Osaka, Nagoya, Kyoto, and he's always been a great friend to me. So yeah, is it expensive to go to Japan? It's very affordable. It's the most affordable it'll ever be, which is why I keep coming back, because I'm not a rich man as of yet. I will be, but I've taken advantage of it, because, you know, how many times are you going to be this young, you know, with this little responsibility in your life? Take advantage of it. Go to Japan as many times as possible. Yeah. So look, right now, guys, if y'all never been to Japan, like, look, this is one of the main streets. I'm not sure where I'm going to walk, because like I said, Yokohama's pretty quiet in comparison to like a Tokyo or an Osaka, but be the streets. I know, like, let me see, I'm trying to figure out what direction did I walk yesterday, because yesterday I went to Yokohama Stadium, and that area, I guess, was a little more lively, but you know, it's not Tokyo, it's not Osaka, it's not like those parts of Japan, but fuck it, we're gonna walk, and I'll give you all the aesthetics, and it's good for me to get out the house. I ain't been out the house, so it gives me a reason to get out the house. Hockey, my man Hockey from Malaysia. What's up, champ? Hey, thank you, man. First of all, Hockey, thank you for your comment, for checking up on me, and thank you for defending me against all those people in my comment section that were getting disrespectful after the Angelo fight, because Angelo didn't knock out Kameda. Like, but, you know, I appreciate you, champ. Thank you. Look, I mean, there's like some buildings over there for you guys. Some nice little buildings right there. Let me see. Let me try to retrace my steps. I'm gonna try to retrace my steps from yesterday. If I can retrace my steps from yesterday, we can find some cool stuff. Cause I know I came from this direction yesterday, so I'm gonna retrace my steps. But we're here, True School Sports, live in Japan. They say I'm turning Japanese. At this point, at this point, guys, I mean, I got to actually sit my ass down and discipline myself and learn more of the language. But at this point, I'm like 1.5% Japanese. I've been here enough times. I've been here enough time. Damn, BT got a bodyguard? No, I ain't got no bodyguard. I walk around dolo. I walk around very, very safely and very, very securely. Because if anything were to pop off, I know ain't nothing gonna happen to me. I'll tell you that right now. Respectfully. I'm very confident in these hand skills, so I'm not really too worried. But nah, Japan's pretty safe. Japan's like one of the safest countries in the world. So as long as you mind your business, nobody fucks with you out here. And BT finna go pick up a hooker. Could y'all imagine that? True School Sports picks up prostitutes live on YouTube. Nah, we don't do that, champ. We're wholesome men over here. We don't subscribe to that. But get your questions in. BT, the Japanese way of discipline is to kneel on uncooked rice. I don't know. I'm Puerto Rican, Dominican, and Cuban as far as like my family like nationalities and shit like that. So I don't know. I feel like me kneeling on some rice be disrespectful to the Puerto Ricans and the Cubans and the Dominicans because we love rice. So why would we kneel on some rice? Here, look, guys. I'll tell you one thing I do love about Japan. Look, boom. I don't know if y'all ever heard about 7-Eleven in Japan, but 7-Eleven in Japan be hitting. 7-Eleven in Japan is nice. I go there a lot. Probably too much, if I'm being honest. Did I fight as an amateur? No, I never fought as an amateur. I've sparred a lot of rounds, but no, I never competed as an amateur because I picked up boxing late. But I sparred enough. Been in there with a couple like low-level pros. No, they do love rice. They do love rice. The Japanese do love rice. Yo, it's quiet here though. I'll tell you this, man. If you don't have any friends out, if you're like in Yokohama, Japan, or if you go to one of these quiet Japanese towns and you don't have like a ton of friends, or if you just like, I could see why. I honestly can see why. I'm not saying it's a good thing because it's not a good thing. It's a terrible thing. But I can see why, because they say the suicide rate is high in Japan. But I can see it because if you go ahead and you isolate it all, and then like it gets real gloomy like it is right now outside, man, it's not easy. Okay, yo, Yokohama got some nice ones. Did I train with Holyfield? Riddick Bowe. I used to Riddick Bowe. We need some training or sparring videos, BT. I mean, there's a couple of videos of me on YouTube hitting the bag. Yeah, no, they said it was good. They said it was good. Good work. Yeah, that girl was nice. She wasn't too bad. Yeah, like there's not a whole as you guys can see, there's not a whole lot going on in Yokohama. So I'm really just walking because you guys said go for a walk. So I said fuck it, let's go for the walk. Go to a bar that's open. I mean, this is go to a bar. There's no bars around here. I gotta retrace what direction did I walk. What direction did I come from yesterday? Like, there's not just bars. BT, fight on the crossover misfit card against someone. That's what you want to see? You want to see me knock somebody out on misfits? Who should I fight? Who do you guys think that's around my size? Who do you think I should fight? Give me some suggestions. I should fight Vegeta? Man, Vegeta's punk ass don't want no smoke. I'll beat the shit out of Vegeta. He don't want no smoke. Ooh, Ellie Sekbag. You guys want me to fight Ellie Sekbag? Man, I know a lot of people don't like Ellie Sekbag because he be doing some real weasel shit. But Ellie, he's one of the OGs. So even though I don't like some of the shit he does, I wouldn't do that to him. That's that easy work. Maybe I can fight Ellie as a tune-up, and then like I can go fight somebody better like later on that night. Fight that dude they call Neon. Some people have the audacity to disrespect me and say that I look like Neon. I'm like, I don't want no fucking Neon. Neon don't get no bitches. Don't ever disrespect me and call me Neon. My name is Brendan Nelson Taylor, and I will be addressed as such. And or BT, and or True School, and or The Untouchable, and or. No, Ellie does his thing. Ellie does his thing. You can't knock the hustle. I'll never hate Ellie for his grind. Guy's got like what? What he's got, like a couple 100,000 videos on YouTube? Yeah, people say I look like Neon. I don't want no fucking Neon. Let me see where. I'm trying to figure out what direction I came from. It wasn't that way. I'm gonna go this way. Yeah, it's your boy BT, Brendan Taylor, the untouchable True School Sports Empire. Go fight Charlie Zelenoff. I remember you put the gloves on. I thought you put the gloves on. I remember you said something about it. I mean, I never said I fought as an amateur or a pro. I just said I sparred a lot. I never said anything more than that. I've said I've sparred a lot, and I've said I've been around. Yeah, that's all I've ever. As far as me, like, in the ring, nah, man. This is the condensed story. So I'm 30 now, but when I was like 19, about 19 years old, I was going through something worse than what I'm going through now. Like right now, I think I've just been not doing shit. So that's probably why I'm feeling how I'm feeling. And you start to think about stuff, and then you go crazy. So that's where I'm at. But when I was like 19, like I had a real like suicidal thoughts. I'm talking about I wanted to off myself. It was bad because over some bullshit. So I was like, that's not the right way to go. And then, not so long after that, I found a boxing gym and I started to box to just deal with a lot of shit that was going on in my life, right? So I trained for a couple years, on and off, sparred some local guys in the area. Around that time, that's when I started covering boxing too. So, yeah, in that time, I sparred some guys locally that were pros, and that's about it. So yeah, I know how to fight a little bit. I've been in these boxing gyms for a lot of years, so you pick up stuff hanging around the gym. But no, I never competed to that level. But covering boxing as long as I have now, like almost 10 years, I've been around a lot of great fighters and I've seen a lot of things. So I'm very valuable as far as like helping fighters connect the dots. We here, live, in the color. Dance the night away, dance the night away. Haha, Neon is way skinny compared to you. I'm a lean guy, so it's saying something. But shout out to Neon though, he's doing his thing. I can't hate on Neon. Neon's brought some good attention to boxing and helped some of these fighters get more known, so I can't knock him either. Here, let me give you guys some more Japan aesthetics. Look, boom. You got some more buildings. Normally when it's daytime, the trains run right through here, so boom. Yeah, but it's just quiet. Yokohama's just quiet.
BT, give the Oilers respect. It's a lot closer than you're saying it is. However, the Panthers playing slightly better. We'll see if the Panthers can negate the Oilers' offense. If they can't, then RIP. You know what's funny, right? I respect the Oilers, all right? I respect the Edmonton Oilers, but I feel like the national media, especially the lame-ass Canadian hockey media, they don't give us respect. It almost feels like we never won the Stanley Cup because Connor McDavid and Connor McDavid got more credit for almost coming back and choking in Game 6 and Game 7 than the Panthers are getting for actually winning the fucking thing. We won the Stanley Cup, and the year before that we were in the Stanley Cup final and we lost, and the year before that we won the President's Trophy. We've been the most dominant team in the sport for the last 4 years, but it's almost everyone's saying like, oh, well, we got to prove something. We got to, no, they got to prove. We don't got to prove anything. We proved ourselves. And we're going to prove ourselves to the highest degree even more because when you talk about the Florida Panthers, you're talking about greatness. You're in the presence of greatness. So Connor McDavid, you know, he's a great player. I respect him for getting to the final for 2 years in a row, especially with Stuart Skinner, one of the sorriest goalies in the whole NHL. I got to give him respect for that because Stuart Skinner is one of the sorriest goalies in the whole NHL. So that shows how great McDavid is, that he got to the final 2 years in a row with sorry-ass Stuart Skinner as his goalie. But it will be to no avail. He will lose again, and he will continue his road to becoming the Dan Marino of hockey, and the Florida Panthers are back-to-back this thing, and Alexander Barkov will prove once again that he is the best. He's the actual best player in the world. Panthers in 5 or less, and I'm standing on it. So, yeah, there's that. Shit, I should have been walking this street all these days I wasn't in the house. It's pretty nice. Punch Parrot Boxing. What's up, champ? Jamie Bourne. I know you're a big fan of Japanese boxing. Look, I'm in Japan right now. Shoot. We walking the streets of Inoue. Monster. Inoue, where are you, champ? Where are you? BT, just be glad Panthers Blues is not for the cup. We smacked them too, bro. The Panthers will beat everybody. There's no team in the NHL as that. They are the standard. Like, I'm not being cocky. The proof's in the pudding. Like, they are the standard. McDavid and Draisaitl are gonna have to make me respect them because I don't respect them because they get enough respect. Why do I gotta respect them? They had the whole media up their ass. I don't need to respect them. They need to respect us. We're the champs. We have the most complete player in the sport. We have the best captain in the NHL. They gotta make me respect them because the whole media has given them enough respect for 10 countries. But we here, True School Sports, out here in Japan, walking and talking. I don't know where I'm going, but all I know is I'm going somewhere. Am I going to the Junto card? Probably not. Probably not. Plus, anyway, Nishida's gonna get drilled. I mean, I would like Nishida to win. I know his manager, who's a good friend of mine, my boy Mike. But, you know, I'm not dumb. Like, Tekken Promotions and Mr. Honda are very smart. They make good, shrewd moves that benefit their fighters. Man, they're fighting Nishida because Nishida can't make the weight. You know, Nishida barely made the weight for his last fight in December. It was a struggle. You know, Junto's gonna drill him within 8 rounds or less. That's what I think, but who knows? Maybe Nishida will be up for this fight, and maybe I want Nishida to win. I really do. Trust me, guys. I want, not because I don't like Junto, but because I want Inoue to go to featherweight, and Inoue isn't gonna go to featherweight. He's gonna continue on this ridiculously terrible trajectory he's on, fighting these guys in fights that nobody's asking for. Nah, man, go to featherweight already. So I'm going for Nishida to win, because if Nishida beats Junto, then that puts an axe in like the whole plans, and then he'll have to go to featherweight, and then he'll have to go fight the guys like Ball, Espinoza, Angelo, and whomever else. So, yeah. Yeah, guys, get your questions in. We here. Fuck, man, that ain't shit going on here in Yokohama. Yokohama is so quiet, man. So quiet. My main man, Juan Pablo. JP, what's good? Let's go Panthers. That's right. These guys, Juan Pablo, these people, they keep talking outside of their mouth about like McDavid this and we have to do this. We have to prove. We don't got to prove anything. We are who we are. We are the Florida Panthers, the class of the NHL. It's bad there's no media coverage to get a view for how he's looking for the cut from Nishida. Nishida is very quiet. He's probably like one of the least covered fighters in Japan. And at first I thought that was because maybe because of Japanese media is biased. But what I've come to realize when it comes to Japanese boxing is if you haven't heard about a fighter or if they're not getting coverage, many times it's by design. Like it's literally by design. Because some of these guys that you guys think would be easy to get interviews with are actually not easy to get interviews with. Like it's actually pain in the ass. You know what? I'm gonna go this way. Let me go across this diagonal sidewalk here. Hold on. Let me not get clipped. Because it looks like there might be some stuff going on here. Since you guys wanted the nighttime, walk around Yokohama. I mean, Inoue, see, look, people keep asking me, BT, when are you gonna get the Inoue interview? I'm fucking staying in his hometown, but that's not up to BT. I'm for the people. I'm for boxing. I'm for the Japanese boxing. I'm for all that stuff. It's on their court. It's on their court. But you guys see, I'm in Yokohama. I'm in his hometown. I'm in his streets. Have I been to Tokyo? Of course, I've been to Tokyo. I've been to Tokyo plenty of times. I've stayed months, and weeks in Tokyo. Oh, look, y'all say y'all want a ramen? Look, they got a ramen shop here. Look, boom. But I don't really want ramen right now. But this is what a ramen shop in Tokyo looks, or in Japan looks like. They got that's 1,210 yen. That's like roughly give or take $9.50, $10, something like that. $9.40. It's pretty affordable because right now in America, I think the yen is like 144 yen is $1 So if you convert it, that's how you can figure that out. But yeah, there's hella spots over here. Would Tokyo be more alive at this time? Yeah, it would, especially like parts of Tokyo like Shibuya, Shinjuku, those parts in particular. Maybe I have to plan it out because I have a friend who's a big time boxing fan who lives in Shinjuku. Maybe I'm gonna have to just give you guys give you guys a real lively live where I walk through like a really lively part of Japan. But I'm in Yokohama, but I'm not sure what part of Yokohama this is. I know this is like kind of like a main street because there's restaurants here, but everything's closed. Everything's closed. Who would I match for semis with? Charlo. Give him the Charlo fight. They were gonna do Plant versus Charlo. Plant wasn't good enough. Let the guy who won get the fight. Let that young Mexican fighter keep building himself up. Pablo says McDavid is gonna get shut down again for the world to see. Panthers in 6. Oh my God, he's gonna get this. It's gonna be a ass whooping of historic proportions. And the delusional Canadian hockey media, they don't learn their lesson. They don't learn the lessons with the Maple Leafs. They don't learn the lessons with the Oilers the first time. So they didn't get it the first time. So they're gonna get it the second time for sure. Man, Seiya Sutsumi might be the chillest champion in Japan aside from Kensho. He just fights, posts his food daily on Twitter. Fuck around and unify. Hope he gets better from his injury. Yeah, I seen Sutsumi a couple of days after the Angelo fight because I went to the oh look guys, look. For everybody back in America, boom. There it is. There's our culture. McDonald's. Yeah, no, Sutsumi, his cut is still pretty bad. He's still nursing that cut, so he has to go ahead and figure that out. Well, I don't know what this area is, but I like it though. They got some good stuff here. They got like hella ramen spots. but it's still not Osaka. It's not those places. So I'm just chilling. I'm talking to you guys. I'm chilling. I'm getting out the house. I'm getting some fresh air. What do I think about the featherweight WBC interim fight? So that's the fight between what? Who's in that fight? Oh, guys, look, guys. So we're gonna cross the street. There's like these Japanese like street girls, so they might ask me for a massage. So watch this shit. Watch. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. Nah, probably not. Yeah. Look. No, they didn't ask for nothing. They got Don Quixote over there. That's like the Japanese superstore over there. Let's see. Shoot. Oh, yeah. That's an interim title fight. So yeah, Shushu's fighting Matthias Heita. I'm like the only person who did a video on him because the last time I was in Japan, I decided to do a bunch of random videos on fighters. Oh look, one of y'all asked for KFC. They got a KFC right here, but it's closed. But they got a KFC right here. Look, but it's closed. See? No, but Top Rank, ever since the Sagawa fight, you guys know what type of time Top Rank's been on. Like, Shushu has beaten the guys they put in front of him since the Sagawa fight, but they've been really like careful. And it's been a shame to watch because it's like at some point you want to see Shushu in that type of fight. You want to see him there against Espinoza. You want to see him in there against even a Carlos Castro would suffice, but they're not going that route. They're trying to do everything but that, and he's getting more cannon fodder opposition. You know, Heita, I know who he is only because I'm a boxing degenerate, and when I see guys in the rankings, I do videos about them. But not everybody's like BT. You know, it is what it is, man. Like he's just gonna keep fighting cannon fodder opposition until they feel he's in a title fight he can win, because they want to get like Top Rank. It's in their best interest. They want to get Shushu a belt because he's probably, when it comes to the featherweights, he's probably like one of the best at marketing himself in the whole entire division. So that's just what it is. They said BT is trying to get lucky. No, I'm not. I'm actually not. If I wanted to get lucky, I would just go do it. It's not that hard in Japan. Is it hard to see a fight in Japan, or is it only for Inoue? It's only for Inoue. Anything regarding him is like, it's always more difficult because of his star power and who he is. But you know, everything else is it's quite simple. It's a lot easier. So this is like a downtown area, I guess. I've never been to this specific part, but like, oh. I've been to places in Japan like this before though. Like this is like the bootleg Shibuya. He said I'm just joking. Yeah, I know. I'm not though. Oh, okay, I know where I'm at. Oh wow, I'm about the station. I never took this route to the station. Okay, they got a Shakey's here too. Yeah, I never took this route to the Yokohama station before. I normally go another way. Okay, so I learned a new like pathway today. I didn't know this. But yeah, True School Sports live in Japan at like 1 a.m, walking through the quiet streets of Yokohama. I guess I gotta walk to the station. So fuck it, I'm gonna walk to Yokohama station. Yep, this is Yokohama. Look, this is a Japanese train station. I can't believe I walked here on accident. Look, good old Yokohama station. I've only been in this station I've only walked this station like 800 times. But it's gonna close. Let me not walk through there. I'm gonna go the other way because they're closing it down and people are looking at me funny. So let me go back where I came from. Every other city we go, every other video. Yeah, I'm sticking out like a sore thumb here in Japan because everybody that walks by me is looking at me funny. They're like, look at this guy Gene, this foreigner. He's walking around on his phone, just talking. Oh yeah, rest in peace to Leo Santa Cruz's dad as well. I saw that as well. You know, I never had a chance to meet Leo Santa Cruz's dad, but everyone else in boxing has said nothing but positive things about him. So, you know, God bless him. I do know that my boy Angelo Leo used to spar Leo Santa Cruz a lot, and there's a lot of things behind closed doors that Leo Santa Cruz did for Angelo in his career that I didn't even know about until recently. So I'm sure the dad played some sort of role, and Angelo probably knows him. So, you know, if he's a friend of Angelo, then indirectly he was a friend of me. So, hey, R.I.P. and God bless him. May God rest his soul and be with his family. Yeah, I actually can't believe that. I can't believe that they actually went ahead and going back to Bruce Carrington. I can't believe they actually went ahead and made the fight with him and Matthias Heita. I'm probably saying his name wrong, but the African guy, the guy from Namibia. That's literally the most random guy in the rankings. Because I remember when I did my video about him, I literally, when I went to go do my prospect or contender review videos, I literally asked myself, who is the most random name in the featherweight rankings? And he was the one I picked because I didn't know nothing about him. And when I went to go Google him, the funny thing is, when I went to go Google him, there was almost no video on him anywhere on YouTube. There was like one fight, and I had to really dig for it. And it, you know, like, I don't want to put fighters down, but what I will say is, like, I feel like Top Rank is really scraping the bottom of the barrel as much as possible to try to keep Bruce in the win column until they feel an opportunity presents itself for him to go ahead and be in a fight, a world title fight that he can win. That's just how I see it. Any advice for Norman heading to Japan for the first time preparation for the big fight versus Sasaki? From what I've been told, one of the guys that's here, he seems to know Brian Norman, and has even said that Brian Norman has watched my videos about Angelo's fight in Japan or my experiences in Japan. So, see, it sounds like they did their homework and they'll be prepared when they get here. But what I can say is this: no matter what homework you do, no matter what you may learn from some of my videos, there's going to be things that you go through that I didn't even go through, and there's going to be things that you know, I can't even tell them about because they're going to be dealing with different people than I dealt with in Japan when Angelo fought Kameda. Best advice I could give is, you know, just the advice I'd give anybody, which is, you know, definitely be very, very attentive and selective with, you know, where you train at. I think the first battle any fighter has to win when they come to Japan, and it's the hardest battle to win when you come to Japan, in my opinion. If you're a foreign fighter, the hardest battle to win when you come to Japan is definitely, I would say, finding the right gym to train in. Like, and when I say the right gym, I mean a gym that's not going to like spy on you or, you know, send people to come press you, because that happens in Japan. It happened when I was here. It happened during our camp in Japan. So yeah, having a great gym to train in that's not gonna put you on at a disadvantage, because Japanese boxing, you know, boxing in general is a pretty small world and a tight-knit community, but the Japanese boxing community is like extra small and extra tighter than most. So that's actually a very, very hard challenge to figure out. But if you can figure it out, you've already won the first battle to be won. So I would say that, you know. Who would you go to if you don't have any connections in Japan? I mean, see, for me, the gym we trained at for the first part of Angelo's camp was actually the gym that Jin Sasaki trains at, because I know the guy there really well. So obviously Brian can't train there because he's fighting Jin. But I mean, there's plenty of good gyms. You just gotta make some phone calls and, you know the right people. Rampage Jackson loves Japan. He said he loves the women. You know what? I've done a 180 on Japanese women, because First time I came here, people asked me, they said, BT, how are the women in Japan? And I'm like, oh, I don't know, man. You know, I like my girls a little thicker. You know, I'm from South Florida. You know, so I'm used to like Latin women. You know, thick thighs. You know, slim waist, thick thighs, fat. You know, that fat ass, that type of thing, right? But so a lot of women in Japan are not built like that. But what the Japanese women have a lot of these women beat is in the face. Right in the face. they do a great job of taking care of their face. So I like women who have nice looking faces. So shout out to the Japanese women. He says, you know the Panthers are going to lose. They lose when you're in Japan. You know the NHL doesn't want to win because they're boring. Hyro, anybody who says the fact that you put the word Panthers and boring in the same sentence shows me you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. The Florida Panthers are the most exciting team in the entire sport. The Oilers are actually, if we're, McDavid is exciting, Draisaitl is exciting, but outside of that, the Oilers are a much more boring team than the Panthers. Panthers can play any style of hockey. Are the most physical team in the world and lay people the fuck out. There's nothing more exciting than watching a hockey game and seeing dudes get carried off the ice on a because of a crazy hit. They have no personality. That's what I mean. They're not marketable. Connor McDavid has, even for a hockey player, Connor McDavid has no personality at all. He has the personality of a fucking box of rocks. Matthew Tkachuk probably has more personality than the entire Oilers team. What are you talking about, Hyro? You're just talking out of your ass. And I'm gonna block you. I'm so serious, Hyro. I'm not playing. This ain't boxing. I will block you for talking bad about the Florida Panthers. I'll block you. It's Stanley Cup time. It ain't time to fuck around. So you keep talking out the side of your mouth, Hyro. I don't care if I'm happy right now and I'm walking the streets of Yokohama. I will block you on general principle for talking out the side of your mouth about the Florida Panthers. Especially because nothing you're saying is actually factual. On God and them, yeah, Reg Love. He gonna come in here talking all this nonsense, talking this bullshit. How you don't even watch hockey? You said it yourself. You don't even watch the games. Remember when Hyro one time told me, he said, yeah, man, this Earl Spence Terrence Carver fight, this is like BT with you and the Panthers in the Stanley Cup. Absolutely not. Never. How does it work? How does it work to be a sparring partner in Japan like your friend? Do they pay him for everything to go to Japan, or do they pay him just to spar? And he has the way they worked it out with Pete was everything was included. He was taken pretty good care of from what was worked out. So he's good. Flight was taken care of. Accommodation was taken care of. The payment number was taken care of. Everything. People don't watch football, but they watch Super Bowl. Hyro, I'm so serious, bro. I know you think I'm joking. I'm dead serious. I'm gonna tell you this one more time only. You say one thing out of pocket about the Florida Panthers, I will fucking block you, and you will have to go use your other accounts. I'm not playing with you this Stanley Cup. It's not a joke. It's not a game. And plus, right now, as I began saying at the beginning of this live, all right. I feel better now because I went for a walk. I'm talking to you guys now, but mentally I ain't been in a good place. So when I get to these places, I'm very unstable, and I will fucking block you. Beck Bully or Lester Martinez, who do you got? That's a damn good fight. I hope I make it. If I got to pick right now, it's tough. I mean, I think Beck showed a lot in that Darius Fulgham fight. Beck's very experienced. Beck has been through a lot in his career. And I want to actually, before I even answer your question, let me tip my cap to Darius Fulgham. And Darius Fulgham and Beck, I thought it was going to be a good fight, and it turned out to be a good fight, but it actually was one of the better fights of 2025. Those guys really went out there and put it all on the line, so I got to give my respect to them. Darius Fulgham lost the fight, but I don't think it was a loss that was a bad loss, or that where he should be shamed for it or anything like that. No, Darius Fulgham got dropped in the 12th round. That was the difference in the fight, but he was very much in the fight, and he had Beck lumped the hell up. So, that being said, yeah, I think in that fight, I want to say Beck for the experience, but man, Lester strikes me as one of these guys where if you exchange with him and you let him plant his feet, I don't know if Beck can win that kind of fight against him, and I think Beck's gonna try to fight that kind of fight against him. So I'll go Lester Martinez in a shootout. I'll say Lester Martinez gets Beck out of there in the later rounds, but a really good fight. On X, you be talking about how McDavid is overrated, and I know that's Hyro as well. I know Hyro switched back to his other account, cause he is. Now overrated doesn't mean he's not great. He is a great player. I like McDavid. I actually like McDavid. It's the media that makes me not like him. It's the media disrespecting the Florida Panthers and popping him up to no end when he hasn't won anything. He has not won a Stanley Cup. So it doesn't mean he's not great. The resume speaks for itself. I think he's like third all time in playoff points per game. Tons of MVPs, tons of assists, tons of goals. One of the greatest forwards ever play the game. No debating that. But when they sit there and say that it's a foregone conclusion that he's the best player in the world, fuck no. That's Alexander Barkov, and Barkov already proved it last year in the Stanley Cup final. He'll prove it again this year in the Stanley Cup final. Again. So, yeah, he's great. He's just not as... Overrated doesn't gotta mean the player is bad or athlete is bad. It can simply mean that they're just not as good as advertised. That's it. That's all it means. You're getting a lot of knowledge in Japan. Very smart. Yeah, man, I do my thing. I genuinely love this country, and I love boxing here. So it's not really hard for me I enjoy this. To be honest with you guys, and I told Sean to tell this, but I'll tell you guys here. I think Japanese boxing, and at least my coverage of it, and the fact that I get a lot of, I feel like it's meaningful work that I'm doing, even if I don't get the most views covering it. I feel like it's meaningful work, so it single-handedly kept my love for boxing alive. Because truth be told, if I had to only just cover what's going on in the States, I probably wouldn't love boxing. Like, it probably would have fizzled out already, because, you know, the biggest fighters in the States right now are what? Crawford, Benavidez, Tank, Devin, Shakur, Keyshawn. Well, I like Keyshawn. I won't lump Keyshawn in there because Keyshawn's not really a problem. He's actually been a net positive thus far for the sport. But, like, you know, the quote-unquote, like, four kings, the T.O., Devin, Shakur, Ryan Garcia. Like, to me, them guys have really sucked my love for the sport out of the sport at times. And then, you know, with Crawford, you know, Crawford and Canelo not really wanting to fight the young guys in and around their weight class and just go do this bullshit cash grab they're about to go do in September. Like, if I had to just cover that, I don't know how I would do it, to be honest. Who do you think has the best fighters in the world right now in terms of countries? If we're talking about right now, in terms of countries, I mean, America is always going to have amazing fighters, and we have the biggest population. But for my money right now, I'll say the country that I'm in right now, as I'm talking to you guys, I'll say Japan. Japan, when you look at the pound for pound list right now, 3 magazine pound for pound lists, 3 of the top 10 fighters on the list are from Japan. Let me see, because we got only American on the pound for pound list. I think it was probably Terrence Crawford and I think maybe one other guy. Japan might actually have more guys on the pound for pound list than the USA. Because they got Inoue, they got Junto, and they got Kenshiro, which I think are all, you know, worthy of being on the list. But I mean, even outside of those guys, you still got about 4 or 5 world champions, and Japan is probably it's a small country. It's a super small country compared to the USA. So I'll say for me right now, it's definitely in order. Right now, I think Japan is one. And I'll tell you this: if Brian Noman or Jin Sasaki does upset Brian Noman, that's going to further strengthen what I'm saying. Because Brian Noman is expected to go in there and knock the daylights out of Jin, because Jin's defensively leaky, and if we're talking about experience, he's even less experienced, because Jin Sasaki didn't really have an amateur career to speak of. He's actually got to where he's got to, but just off of straight athletic ability. You know. So yeah, I'll say Japan 1, USA 2. Mexico can be no, because they got Canelo, but Mexicans have Mexicans like the native Mexicans, they haven't really been doing great in their like recent outings. Like Canelo, didn't look great against Skull. Magia got knocked out against Saraz in December. I'll see me. Let me know. I guess I froze. Red song froze. Oh, I'm back. Okay, apparently I'm back. My bad. I don't know what happened, guys. I don't know what happened. But we here. So for all y'all that want to rock out with me, I'm going back to my little spot. Let me know. Get your questions in. I'm gonna try to keep the live going. Hopefully, some people will show up and ask some more amazing questions, because you guys are always asking me amazing questions. Shit, you know what? If 7-Eleven is open, which I'm pretty sure it is, we're gonna go do one of the traditions of Japan. You guys want to see what one of my Japanese traditions is? Say yes or no in the comments. I'm gonna show you guys one of my personal Japanese traditions. If this 7-Eleven is open, I'll show you guys. We will go in a 7-Eleven. One of my personal traditions in Japan is that around midnight or 1 o'clock, or like the time that it is right now, because it's pretty late, I like to go to 7-Eleven, and I like to go buy the grilled mackerel. And the great thing about 7-Eleven in Japan is that they go ahead and they actually have microwaves in the stores, heaters in the stores. So you can ask them to microwave it for you in the store, and then you can leave 7-Eleven, which is right there, with like hot fish, like heated up fish. They sell fish at, look, I'm gonna show you guys, look. Let's go to 7-Eleven, hold on. Let me not make it obvious that I'm streaming though. So I'm gonna be a little quiet, because they don't like when people are streaming in the store. So hold on. So we're in 7-Eleven right now. Where's the fish? Where's the fish? Here you go. So look. Here we go. So look, boom. They got the fish. See, in the States, they don't have healthy stuff at 7-Eleven. Like here, you can get fish. You can get like healthy stuff, smoothies, juices, like good shit, good stuff. But my go-to when I come here is this bad boy right here. This bad boy right here, guys. The grilled mackerel. See that? The grilled mackerel. So I'm gonna get this, and then I'm gonna get me this bad boy right here, and then I'm gonna call it a night and go back to the hotel where I'm staying. But yeah, like 7-Eleven in Japan is a lot different than the States, and it's on a different level. Like, did I see Hernandez that beat Kyron Davis? Yeah, I seen it. I seen the highlights. He's a good fighter. I don't know if he's as good as everybody else says he is, but he can clearly fight. That much we do know. He's talking about they want to do the Johnny Beck fight. They want to do that. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes for the Cuban. American 7-Eleven, obviously indigestion with a side of that. Yeah, it does. They don't have good stuff like this in America. Where am I in Japan? I'm in Kanagawa Prefecture. That's where I'm at. Kanagawa, Yokohama, Kanagawa, the home of the monster. Right now, oh, konnichiwa. Let me see. あ、スイ、スイ。はい、はい。Okay. Hi. Get back here. ありがとうございます。All right. So we got what we needed. All right. So we got the stuff. We got the grilled mackerel with the cocoa milk that I like to drink from here. And now back to the crib. Show you how I live. Remember that song, guys? T-Pain. I'ma buy you a drink. Ooh wee. I'ma take you home with me. I got money in the bank. Shawty, what you think about that? Find me in the gray Cadillac. I'll tell you one thing right now. We ain't no damn gray Cadillacs in Japan. No, they're definitely fast tracking Hernandez. Hernandez is a good fighter. Getting a lot of good sparring, top sparring. He's sparring Boots, he's sparring Canelo, they're doing all the right things thus far in his career, and it sounds like the guys that are in charge of his career, they're doing a great job of picking the right fights, and they got like good connections with the WBA, so that's why he's already ranked, I think like one or two, and he's gonna get his title shot. So good luck to him. Shout out to my main man, Lord Zed. He said, "I hope you get some good snacks, champ." Yep, that's what I did. I got like some healthy stuff. I got my trademark, my grilled mackerel. We'll have right now. This is like Japanese tradition for me. You know, some people like to eat sushi and other stuff, more like exotic stuff. No, BT True School. We have grilled mackerel from 7-Eleven. That's my go-to. That's like my favorite shit to eat in Japan. Honestly, like grilled mackerel from 7-Eleven in Japan might be my favorite thing to eat. But yeah, on the way back to the crib. Back to the crib. Show you how I live. I'ma buy you a drink. It's been a pretty chill live. You know, at first I started this live off. You know, I had all this anxiety and shit. I ain't been doing nothing. But I'm glad I came live. I'm glad I'm talking to you guys, and hopefully you guys are glad that you're talking to me. What are your thoughts on the new boy at Ohashi that debuted on the Sugar Nunez card? He fights at 108 pounds and mimics Inoue. I didn't see him fight, but I heard about him. I forgot his name. I'll have to watch him soon because I just seen a bunch of stuff of him on Twitter. Everyone said he's pretty good, but you know, we'll see, man. He's got some stiff. I mean, I don't know how he looked, but he's got some stiff competition because in Japan right now, when it comes to like top prospects, there's a lot of them. I mean, you got Aoi Yokoyama, you got Yuko Osakai, Yuta Sakai, you've got Sora Tanaka, Tomoya Tsuboy, I think that's his name. Tomoya, he gets turned pro. Like, there's a lot of just top blue chip talents coming out of Japan right now. So I don't have an opinion on that particular fighter, but I heard about him, and I will be watching him soon. And when I have an opinion, you'll see a video about it. I heard McDonald's is better over there than 7-Eleven. Um, I've been to McDonald's here. I didn't think McDonald's was that great. Like I thought McDonald's was pretty similar, but 7-Eleven, 7-Eleven here is like in a whole other galaxy better than America. Now, guys, I'm gonna go back to my hotel room. So, or my hotel, where I'm staying. I'm gonna be quiet for like 2 minutes. So if I don't talk, that's why. But give me 1 second. Let me get back to where I'm staying because I don't like being loud. You know, one thing about Japan is they don't like when you're loud here, and I respect their culture. I'm not trying to like draw any extra attention to myself. So, okay, right, let me go to this elevator. Are we good? Step right up. Hurry, hurry. Am I clear? Let me know, let me know. I still got some things to say to the world. Let me know. I'm good. All right, cool, cool. So let me take my shit off because I'm hot from walking around. All right, so back in the True School premium penthouse estates here in beautiful Yokohama, Kanagawa Prefecture here in Japan. Now look, let me show you guys the meal of men. You want to be untouchable. You want to be the best in boxing like your boy BT. This is what you got to eat right here. You got to eat freaking grilled mackerel from 7-Eleven. Salt grilled mackerel, 7-Eleven, and then you got to wash it down with the cocoa milk. And then once you get through all that, you wash down this big jug of water. That's how we do it here. That's how we do it here. We do it big here on True School. So while I'm sitting here, while I'm eating, y'all got my undivided time. Y'all got my undivided attention. I know I ain't been seeing you for a little bit of time, but I'm here now. So whatever y'all gotta ask, good, bad, indifferent, boxing, non-boxing, you go ahead and you ask it, and I'll try to answer to the best of my abilities. You know, and shout out to my boy, you know, the 5-time minimum weight champion, Katsunori Takayama. I got this shirt when I was in Osaka. They gave it to me at the gym. This is supposed to be a cartoon of Katsunori Takayama. If you guys remember him, he fought Roman Gonzalez many years ago. Great fight. All right, so look. So here's a look. Boom. There it is. The grilled mackerel at 7-Eleven. And I know you might be saying, like, BT, gas station food, like, or convenience store food, like, you're going to think about it from the American perspective, but I'm telling you, it's different. It's just different over here. Yeah, but I'll tell you this, man. I'm really curious to see, like, Caleb Plant's like 32 years old now, because I haven't really made a real video about Caleb Plant. I'm really curious to see, like, if he'll make any adjustments, because I feel like even before he lost to Benavidez and even before he lost to Resendiz, there's been some adjustments in his career that he's needed to make for a long time now. Like, I've always wanted to see him develop a straight right hand. Still doesn't really have one, and he said they asked him why he didn't throw. They asked him why he didn't throw his right hand, and I guess he had said that he hurt it, but like he's never really thrown his right hand. So has his right hand been hurt his entire career? That's just not a punch that Caleb Plant throws. BT chocolate milk with salty meat protein is a nasty combination, but you do you. Shit, I ain't never had a problem with it. I've always, because this is not heavy.
not heavy, so. Do I think he could beat Charlo? Caleb Plant? He could beat Charlo. Because you know, like the old saying goes, styles make fights. But it's like a lot of times in boxing, a lot of things depend on timing. Like Floyd Mayweather used to always say that timing is everything in boxing. It's very key, inside the ring and outside the ring. So far as like when you fight an opponent. So psychologically, Caleb Plant just lost a fight. I don't know if it'll be in his best interest to fight Charlo now coming off that loss. But style wise, like I feel like that fight they should have just did the damn fight. Like PBC should have did the fight because, you know, these things happen in boxing. You marinate fights that don't need to be marinated, and a guy loses, and now nobody really gives a damn. It's not some sort of super fight. It's a fight between two good names, guys that people that boxing fans know, but you know. Let's live in reality here for a second. Caleb Plant is not no pay-per-view mega attraction, and Jamal Charlo isn't a mega pay-per-view attraction. So you didn't need to do all this, but you did, and you play stupid games, and you win stupid prizes. So listen, Mono Resendiz is a come forward, aggressive, all action Mexican fighter. Those things tend to go over well with boxing fans. Those things, those type of fighters seem to have a fan base no matter what. So let Resendiz fight Charlo and continue to build his name. And guess what, PBC? You might have created a star by accident. How about that? Let the Mexican get some shine. What you guys think? What do you guys think about Charlo versus Resendiz, or Resendiz versus Charlo? How do you want to frame it? Man, yeah, grilled mackerel from some 7-Eleven never disappoints. Many things and many people have disappointed me in life, but never grilled mackerel from 7-Eleven. So once again, very very satisfied. Harold says, "I told you about Resendiz, but you never believed me." Yeah, I'll give you your due. I didn't really think he beat Caleb Plant, but you know, good for him. One thing people gotta stop doing for fighters when they lose fights that they're favored to win is make excuses. Like Caleb Plant clearly lost the fight, and I've seen like respected people in boxing media saying, "Oh yeah, he overtrained," and you know maybe that's true, maybe it's not, but either way, it's like, bro, Resendiz was like a 10-1, whatever, 9-1 underdog. I don't want to hear about what the favorite, who PBC has bent over backwards for, to try to prop up as a star. What he like? No, the harsh reality of life in boxing and life as a man is that both are results based business. Being a man is a results based business. Being boxing is a results based business. So if you don't get any results, then nobody gives a damn. It doesn't matter what was going on. You could, like right now, right? I started this live out telling you guys that I'm going through all this mental shit. Guess what? None of that matters, because guess what? There's a million boxing channels. Everybody's not gonna wait around for OBT to put out some content. You know, there's a lot of other great channels out there. So it's results based. You can't make excuses. You know, so you got all the good things and all the bad things. You gotta own all of it. Because that's what a man does. So Caleb Plant hasn't made any excuses himself. It's the media. And certain boxing pundits I see making excuses for him. No, he motherfucker lost. And I like Caleb Plant. I fuck with Caleb Plant. I remember, man, Caleb Plant and me go back some years. Like we're not like, I want to say we're not like best friends or anything like that, but like there's a lot of respect there between me and Caleb Plant, because I was one of the first guys in boxing media to ever cover Caleb Plant. Like make videos about him on YouTube. So much so to the point that in 2017, when I visited Las Vegas for the first time, he was doing a sparring session at Johnny Toko's gym against a fighter named Jeremy J. Flash Nichols, a sparring session in which he dropped him. and he said he came up to me after sparring. Not know I didn't I wasn't on like a first name basis with him, but like he came up to me. He said, "Hey man, I seen that video you did, and I want to thank you for that." So like I have every reason in the world to be biased for Caleb Plant because he's super cool, but he didn't perform. It's the same thing, right? I heard a lot of people, right, when Angelo fought Kameda, I saw a lot of people's comments say, "Oh, BT, well, we want to hear you say Angelo Leo got exposed," and I'm like, "Well, no, he won. First of all, he won, and it wasn't a robbery, so you can't say he got exposed. It wasn't a knockout that I wanted, but shit, he didn't get exposed. I'll tell you that. I know when a fighter gets exposed, that's not exposed, and if that's exposed, then a lot of your guys' fair fighters should start getting exposed more often because that was a hell of a way to get exposed. If that's what y'all think exposed is. Plant said they have a rematch clause. Well, what do y'all want to see? Y'all want to see? So I'll let y'all. I want to know from the boxing world because I'm not even sure what is that people want to see. Do they want to see a Plant Resendiz rematch? Do they want to see Plant versus Charlo, or do you want to see Charlo give the Mexican a shot, or let Resendiz fight Charlo again? Charlo in another big fight. I want to see Charlo versus Resendiz. I feel like that's fair. Charlo, his stock is on the up because he's picked up 2 wins and people loved how he looked against Thomas Lamana. He looked really good in that fight. Looked like $1 million in the fight. Looked pretty good. And Resendiz, anytime a underdog Mexican rises to prominence in boxing, that's always good for the sport. So I don't see how if you put Charlo versus Resendiz, let's say you put Charlo Resendiz in a fight, like let's say you put it in like a small venue in Texas, not a big venue, but like let's say you put it, I don't know, it's whatever is like a small venue in Houston. I think that fight would do good business. Because the problem with PBC and a lot of promotional companies is that a lot of these fights that they put on could actually sell tickets and you know come close or at least turn over a profit, but everything is location. You gotta know the demographics to your fighters. Let Charlo fight Resendiz in Texas, but when you put it in Texas, you don't put that shit at the Houston Rockets arena because that this fight is not of that caliber. Find a venue that has like 3,000 seats, maybe 4,000 seats. You put it there, and it'll be a good event, and it'll do good business. That's what I think. But like, what do I know? I don't. Yeah, you guys know. You guys know me. I don't really know anything about boxing or boxing industry. I don't know anything. So who knows? Yeah, but like realistically, that's what they should do. Do Resendiz versus Charlo. It's not just PBC. Eddie Hearn couldn't sell tickets with Khalil Cole, Mexico. Hyro. Now, I don't want to make any disparaging remarks about Eddie Hearn because I just seen him here in Japan recently. He's, I like Eddie Hearn, but you always say, Hyro, that Eddie Hearn doesn't know how to promote. He sucks. So you can't really say that. Anything about Eddie Hearn, you can't use no speaking points. Because you always say Eddie Hearn is a bad promoter no matter what he does. Even when he does things that are good, you still say he's bad. Who do I got for Charlo versus Resendiz? That's a good question. I don't know. I haven't thought about it. It's really hard to quantify what the hell Jamal Charlo is right now. Because let's just be real. He's fought 2 massive cherry picks, and rightfully so. I mean, he hasn't fought in a while. He's had mental health problems worse than I have had these last 5 days. Like, Jamal Charlo needed 2 cupcake opponents. Let's be real. So we don't really know what he had. We don't know what he is right now. We don't. Is he ever gonna be the Charlo that fought Julian Williams again? No, he definitely won't. I don't think so. Could he be better than that? Of course, he'll say that. Yeah, he's better now. He's more mature. He'll give you that whole spiel that fighters like to give you when they're older and past their prime. But I think he could beat Resendiz. I mean, he's got a better. I think he's got a more consistent and better jab than Caleb. He doesn't rely on holding his feet as much. I think he could outbox Resendiz. But now, would he stop him? No, I don't think he'll stop Resendiz. But Rosales could also beat Charlo. Like I think Charlo could get exposed too in that fight. I think Rosales has showed himself in the Caleb Plant fight to be a very crafty, come forward, high guard Mexican fighter who he knows how to fight in that style really really well. So I like that fight. Um, I'll lean slightly towards. I'll go Charlo by split decision. How about that? How is that for prediction? Charlo by split decision. Not even a UD, because I think Rosales will win rounds just off of activity and getting underneath the jab. I think it'll be a fight where people say he got robbed and it'll be controversial and it'll get a lot of people in boxing talking. But yeah, it's your boy BT, Brendan Taylor, True School Sports. We here. Yeah. It's been a pretty good live so far. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure how much longer I want this to go. Um, I really don't. But we'll feel it out. We'll see how it goes. If you guys keep giving me some good comments and things to talk about, it's good, man. Because I feel like right now right now these last 2 hours, this is the best I felt in days. Because the weather outside in Japan has been gloomy, so I haven't wanted to go outside, and I've been just sleeping the days away, wasting time, contemplating life, things about life. So yeah, this has been very good. Thank you guys. BT, they have a fake story of Jake Paul. But your story of going from fan to world boxing champion advisor is real and Hall of Fame worthy. Thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I've done my thing. Man. It started off with me just like shooting with my mouth off, talking in boxing, which I'm doing right now, which I've been doing for almost like 3 hours now, about 2 hours and 20 minutes. So thank you guys that are still here rocking with me. But yeah, I didn't even try to become an advisor. It just happened, like Angelo and myself became friends years ago, and his career, um, got at a standstill, and I was there for a lot of the bullshit, and I was one of the main people that was like a big driving force to him signing a pro box. I kind of sold him on the idea of pro box because him and his dad didn't even know anything about pro box at the time when pro box was trying to sign them. In fact, if Daniel Rubin was here, he'd tell you himself. Like I'm the one. I used to annoy and badger. I used to tell Daniel Rubin all the time to take a look at Angelo and sign him to pro box. And that's the truth. Bro, we are creatures of habit. Just gotta break the pattern. It's a new habit. So I listen to Goggins every morning. It helps me get back to the gym. Yeah, that's where I'm at, man. I gotta start like just taking better care of myself away from YouTube. Like when I'm not on camera, like work out consistently. Like don't just do it once or twice a week, but work out as much as possible. So I don't know. I don't know how much longer I'll be in Japan, but I'll say this: if I stay in Japan as long as possible, I'm gonna dedicate the rest of that time to working out because that's what I need to be doing for my own mental sanity. Yeah, hopefully, Lord said. Though, back to your point about being Hall of Fame worthy. That's one of my like biggest dreams in life. Is I would love to go to the Boxing Hall of Fame one day. I love this sport with everything. Boxing is like my entire life. So that's why it's like when I think about like what I would do away from boxing, it's hard to contemplate because boxing is my life. Like it's kind of hard. I feel like NOA is slowing down almost every performance by a little. By a little, would you agree? Does it make you even more confident and hungry for the NOA fight? I wouldn't like to be honest with you. Like NOA slowing down or getting better, regardless of how you see his career right now. I don't need to see anything on the NOA side of things to be confident that Angelo Leo can beat him. I know what kind of fighter Angelo is. I know how good he is. And I know that when NOA is across the ring from him, NOA will not beat him. I'm extremely sure about that. So, does it help? Sure, why not? But I've been saying that. To be honest, I've been saying that pretty much ever since the Fulton fight. I've been getting crucified by a lot of the diehard Inoue fans who feel that he can do no wrong in their eyes. I've been saying that even though he's knocking these guys out and he's been looking good doing it, there's been a little bit of slippage from Inoue. I feel like he's not because a fighter's career. I heard who did I hear explain this? I heard I think it was Paulie Malignaggi or Chris Algieri, right? Um, a fighter's career, or no, it was Sean Porter. I was listening to Sean Porter the other day. So a fighter has a prime, right? So a fighter has a prime. A prime can last anywhere from, I don't know. In my opinion, I think a prime could last anywhere. I would say a prime probably lasts about, if a fighter is like truly A plus plus, like maybe it could be like 4 years, 4 years. I think four. I don't know. What I'll say is this: a fighter can have a prime, but a fighter only has a couple of peaks. They only have a couple peaks, right? That's why when a fighter wins a big fight in a sensational performance, that next fight, the first defense, is always hard because if you have a peak performance, even if you come down a little bit, it's still a come down, right? So I feel like with Inoue, right? You look at his career. So he beats the brakes off Fulton, right? To me, that was a virtuoso, top tier, upper echelon performance. Beats the hell out of him. He fights, was it Tapales next? That was still a very good performance, but it still wasn't the Fulton fight because the Fulton fight to me is arguably the best performance of his entire career. So it's a hard fight to measure up against in terms of performance. But just because how great that fight was, Tapales was a bit of a letdown, right? Then you start to see the slippage when he really fought Neary, because Neary clipped his ass in the first round. Then he fought Doheny, and again he wasn't losing that fight. He wasn't in trouble with that fight, but he put on a lot of weight for that fight. So there was an extra layer of speed that's not normally there. And he's been in this weird period now where he's not fighting the best guys, which are gonna dull the blade a little bit. And on top of that, he's in this weird phase where he's already conquered 122, but he's preparing his body to go to 126. So he's trying to find out what is his best weight and get his body ready for the inevitable punishment he will take at featherweight, because those guys are all good and they're all bigger. So yeah, I just think he's playing with. I think he's been playing with fire, because a guy like him, I don't know in a way on a personal level, but I think from a mental standpoint, he probably, from my vantage point, he reminds me a lot of Angelo. I feel like he needs those threats. He needs like the biggest threats out there to really get the best out of him. And so when you're fighting guys like Yi Jun Kim, and no disrespect to him, he put on a good fight, give him respect, but like Yi Jun Kim, Ramon Cardenas, going into those fights, those are not perceived threats. So because he fought those guys, you got a lesser in a way. You see what I'm saying? So that's how I'm seeing it from him. Um, yeah, I think he's towards the end of his prime. I think he's already hit his crescendo. I think he's hit his peak. He's in his prime, but he's towards the end of his prime, which is why I'm saying if he wants to go to featherweight and he wants to be in these big fights with Junto or the fights at featherweight, they should happen sooner rather than later, because what's going to happen is, and this is what I'm worried about, because I think he should beat Merjan Akhmadaliev, but Merjan Akhmadaliev is a hard punching southpaw with deep amateur background, and Inoue's defense ain't improving. Like he's just one of these. He's one of these offensive, defensive fighters where he's so confident in his offense, it's to the point of arrogance, and he'll just throw caution to the wind. And many times he just abandons all defensive responsibility. And you've seen it in the Neri fight, and you saw it in the Cardenas fight. It can get him into trouble. Those guys didn't finish him, but Merjan can finish him. So I'm actually like, if this fight would have happened, let's say 2 fights ago, rather than now, I think I would be more confident in Inoue. But I'm actually very worried about Inoue going into the Merjan fight, because sooner or later, whether it's Merjan, it's gonna get to him if he doesn't stop getting clipped with big shots. You're gonna run into a guy who can eventually finish you, and it could be Merjan. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I think he's slipping a little bit. Um, Oh, by the way, Joel Diaz said to beat Inoue is easy in the latest interview coverage. Um, yeah, I don't. It's not easy to beat Inoue. Hell no. It might sound simple on paper when you say it out loud. Because if I say like, if you ask me, BT, how will Angelo beat Inoue? I'll say, yeah, just outwork him. But how do you outwork a guy? You know, how do you go about outworking a guy who's so sharp down the middle, who punches so hard between the guard, who has such a great boxer puncher style, who's a lot easier said than done. It's you can't worry about like um it's not what you got to do, it's how are you going to do it, you know? That's what you got to focus on, the how, not the what, because everybody can tell you the what, but nobody can tell you how the how, and then you have to also have the mental fortitude to actually execute. Yeah, Lord Zed says, I'm going on record. You're going to go to the Hall of Fame, but that's not what drives you. It's your love of the game. Keep going, champ. Yeah, no, I love this sport. Like, if I didn't love boxing, I would have quit this shit a long time ago. Cause like, I'm not. Everyone thinks I'm rich because I'm in Japan all the time now these days, and I've done a good amount of traveling. Listen, I'm not. Listen, I'm not rich at all. Like at all. I could make a lot more money just working at Publix, honestly, at this point. But I know that like when you bring an insane amount of value to people, and I've spent a lot of years like learning about the fight game. You know, things have a way of working themselves out. So I feel like I'm in a stage where I'm providing a lot of value, a lot of top fighters, and things are gonna pay off. So I'm not really worried about money. Like I serve a great and mighty God. Like I serve the same God that said, "Let there be light," and the whole sun showed up. The whole everything we know in existence, appeared. So I got pretty strong faith in the Lord and the man upstairs. So that's never failed me. Everybody has what they feel works for them. I know it works for me, and I know that Jesus ain't never failed me, and the Lord ain't never failed me. So yeah. The first Donaire fight really took a lot out of Inoue. That was a hard fight. Donaire was very up for that fight. That was like he knew that was gonna be like one of his last true shots at greatness, and he fought like it, and he broke Inoue's orbital bone, and yeah. Oh, Sean says, "Yo, I gotta hear what you heard about Manny." All right, Sean, I'm gonna get out this live soon because I know you try to call me, and I'm gonna call you really soon. But I've heard all kinds of things before I pull up. Okay, so I'm gonna go like a couple more minutes, and then I'm gonna call my boy Sean. Um, my man Reg Love says, "I never had the girl mackerel in Japan say richer than me." Yeah. Now, well, I mean, it's not that expensive. I mean, you go to 7-Eleven, it's like 400 yen, which is like $3. Shout out to the D1, the official Christian rapper of Truth. Yes, D1. Shout out to D1. Is the press conference going on today, Sean? You say you're going to the press conference? Manny Pacquiao. Yeah, there's all kind. The crazy thing in the boxing world these days, like, if you're in the boxing world, there's all kinds of uh, like rumors and things going. You hear about Manny Pacquiao. So I'm intrigued to see how he's gonna look in this Barrios fight. But guys, look, I'll make sure. I know I say this a lot, but this time I really mean it because I went through some shit these last 5 days mentally. I will make sure that we come back and we go live tomorrow. Um, it was a pleasure. It was a blast. Thank you guys for talking to me and keeping me company because I'm in this condo, this penthouse in Japan, and it's not bad. It's actually pretty amazing. But if you don't have any friends, you're not talking to nobody for a while, and you isolate like I did for 5 days, you can actually drive yourself insane, which is what I did. So I'll make sure that for my own sake, not even for you guys, for my own sake, I come back tomorrow and talk to you guys again, and because now I feel like myself again. I haven't felt this way in like 5 days. So thank you guys for joining me. God bless. Take care. Keep God first. Keep punching. Like I'm gonna keep punching in life. And we'll definitely have more content. We'll have some content for you guys because I know I'm behind. I still gotta do my video about Plant. I'm still gonna do video. All these fights I missed, I'm gonna catch them and do my, all my. I'm gonna do Plant. I'm gonna do the Nunez, all that stuff. So listen, you guys take care. God bless. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.